Good evening, everybody. I'm Craig, and this is my Iron Road table. We have Karina, Kyle, Jason, and...
Oh, that's embarrassing.
That guy.
Sean. No, oh my word. That happens to me every time I'm introducing a table, and I forgot my son's name the other day. I'm like...
The betrayed look.
No, but what happens is, so then I remember it, but then there's this moment where I'm thinking... Am I getting Alzheimer's? It's like it was just gone. There's a space there where your name was a moment ago, right? Yeah. Anyhow, so and we are on the streets of Hepenolis in the eastern reaches of the Venerian or the Middle Sea, because that sounds cleaner. And the characters have just finished raiding the tomb of Neferit, which was chaotic. But you can watch that on our YouTube channel because it's still up there. You guys have fled through some subterranean tunnels. I guess if they weren't subterranean, they wouldn't be tunnels, but whatever. And you have found yourself outside of the city. Does that sound familiar to everybody?
Right, giant scorpion.
Correct.
Opening that we haven't gone through yet.
No. You actually already went through the opening. You left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you left. So they defeated the scorpion.
Yeah, I was there for the defeat of the scorpion. I didn't realize that we'd actually left
the... you'd actually... Yeah, you'd actually fled outside. And
daylight.
And yeah, you found daylight, and that's where we called it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So when you guys exit the tunnel, you find yourselves in the green space around Hepenolis itself. Okay? Hepenolis, if you recall, was built sort of on a gradual hill. These tunnels have led directly sort of steadily downwards, and what you find yourself when you get outside is at the base of one of these hills. This looks maybe to have been an ancient drainage tunnel or something along that line. In a lot of places it looks to be hand-hewn, but other places it's natural. Okay? You are outside of the city. You're all, I think a couple of you are beat up pretty badly.
Nah, fatigued.
Tired. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Beat up.
Yeah. And you have in your collection, I think for treasures, you've managed to loot
6 shields of good quality, a bone bracelet, a spear, spearhead that's vicious, a skeleton sword, wooden necklace, wavy blade, bronze.
That was just from around the
shell, sturdy set of
scorpion
leather.
You're talking about the big chunks of gold.
Yeah. Cartouches.
Yeah, we got 9 of those.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I guess the question is now, carrying multiple shields, all this extra equipment, you're going to look a little suspicious getting through the gates. Do you hang on to it?
Oh, right.
Yeah, I gotta go back in the city.
Yeah, because you're outside right now. And where you are, this is an old dry creek bed, runs down to what is now actually a stream, and across the way you can actually see the farms, etc. Some adobe silos sit across the way from you. You're in the countryside.
Well,
We finished Story 4.
So, pardon, I haven't been in the city before. It's a no weapons.
No, it's not a no weapons, but you're visitors, and you were warned that you didn't want to carry too much in case you look like you're causing trouble, right?
Well, we have no ranged weapons.
No ranged weapons. I don't think you're wearing any armor either, right?
Basic.
Yeah, basic. Just the lightest armor they could carry off the ship, right?
And currently we have a bunch of gold stuff and shields.
Well, the nine things are spread around in our bags and that. And then a bunch of everything's little, except for the skeleton sword, the spear you've got. We can each carry a shield and look normal.
Yeah.
The other thing is we could also, I'm gonna assume from the amount of bones that was in the scorpion's lair and the amount of gear that we picked up from there, it's probably been a pain for a while. So if we tell the guards we've actually gotten rid of said scorpion and that's where we picked up this stuff, we might not be in too bad a shape.
That's
You
fair.
kind of have to lead with how we got there in the first place.
No, we were exploring the countryside.
Side and we
Attacked
Oops!
and
Fell down a hole!
I mean, the other
Followed
way
it
we
in.
could go is kind of stash the stuff somewhere, go get a cart, and then dress
like
up
if
like
we had a
traders.
scorpion den, then we could throw everything back in with no scorpion in it.
Right, Scorpion is dead. Everybody make a society roll, please.
Ooh, God. I don't want to.
Tell me who gets the most successes.
I got one.
One? How about yourself? 0.
Oh!
None and a
Complication? Yeah, okay. So this is just knowledge, so it's no big deal. You also got 1?
Yeah.
The two of you think that, with this size of predator roaming, there might actually be some sort of bounty on the scorpion.
So we should actually go back and get either the claw or tail.
Right.
We didn't take it with us.
They'd be heavy. Like, it would require you to sort of string it onto your back and throw it over like a backpack.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is we should go and get a cart.
Yeah, someone should go and get a cart and come back. We'll put the gear and a part of the scorpion.
All right.
Yeah, sounds good.
It was morning when you came out? Or was it evening? No, it was daylight. It was morning. All right, so when you emerged in the morning, what I'm going to say is by afternoon, you have calmed a local peasant who was working in the fields and had them and a pair of their slaves draw a cart up to the cave. Meanwhile, those of you who are hale enough to actually go back inside crafted some torches, went inside, hewed off one of the mandibles. Not mandibles, what's that called?
Claws.
And it's pincer, that's the word. Okay. Hewed off one of the pincers, and we find you just before late afternoon, standing in the magistrate's office collecting your bounty. I'm going to say the bounty is going to be 5 silver falcons for this scorpion, which has been marauding the countryside and killing sheep and goats for the past year or so. What's that? Money's right there.
Give me a second.
Banker.
Yes.
All right, let's hand out money.
Where's over?
I'll take that garbage bag there if you like. Awesome.
You know what? I don't think I've been have a base amount of money.
You don't have a base amount of money.
We
I
didn't
don't
start
think we
with
went
any.
through that.
You don't need money. Yeah, you guys started drowning. That's how you started with money.
Yeah.
Okay.
We earned a little bit. We spent a
Well,
lot.
I crossed out 11 and wrote 2, but I think that means upkeep or something, doesn't it?
Okay, so so how many do you have? 4?
We can look at whatever Cam had when he died.
5. I'm going to have you roll a d6.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Thank you, sir.
3. We start with 3 silver talents.
3 silver talents.
So 3.
Right? There you go.
Talents are the same as falcons?
Or falcons, yeah. 3 silver falcons.
I just saved 4 silver.
Yeah, the gold are talents, the silver are falcons.
And I have 1 and a couple of these little guys. So we got some iron.
Falcons, right?
Yes.
We got 5 for
So we got
gold.
We've gotten 5 for the bounty.
So I think 1 each, and then 1 invested into healing kit supplies.
Probably a good idea.
And I have none of those left.
Seems rational to me.
All right. With that in mind, not only that, he also proffers you a bottle of wine wrapped in wheat sheaf or straw as a thank you, which you guys merrily drink on your way back to the city. Evening finds you back at the Dark Maiden. Okay. What I'm going to say is there are no challenges getting into the city, assuming that what you're carrying looks like something that someone normal would carry. Okay, AKA something that it's not like you've pilfered a bunch of stuff from somebody. Otherwise, we'll talk about what happens at the gate. Okay?
No.
It's all hidden under shields. What are you talking about? No, there's nothing major.
Okay. So you grab a shield each, and then basically the rest is just treasure, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody have anybody carrying an extra 5 weapons or anything?
No.
No.
I've got. There's a skeleton sword. You dropped the.
By skeleton sword, you mean the sword from the skeleton, correct?
I think so.
Yes.
I think a skeleton sword. I don't recognize this item.
That would be like the big Kopesh style.
What's your character's name again? Octavian.
At some point, I got a
you have
blade with
spear
a serpent demon handle.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that was from the architects.
Yeah, was that a dagger?
Yes.
I don't remember what was special about it. But.
You had a spear and a spearhead that was vicious, and a bone bracelet. I have the skeleton sword, shields. We all have some of the gold.
On top of piercing.
Yes.
You have nothing. You've got wooden necklace, wavy blade, bronze
Armband with mother of pearl inlay.
Bracelet, mother.
A golden skull.
And a gold skull. Gold covered skull.
It's cool. Decorative.
We hope it's decorative. We've come across some other things.
You've got 3 of the gold things. I've got 3 of the gold things. You've got 2 of the gold things, and you got 1 of the gold things.
Cartouches, right?
Okay. Right. Here's my treasure list right here.
1 gold thing.
Yes. Okay. Cool. So you made off like bandits, is what you're saying.
And then we do have the sturdy set of guardsman leather, scaled leather, but it's size 17.
Right. Size enormous.
No, I think that stuff's actually still on board the boat because we haven't modified that. That was.
No, this was part of the.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, right.
So I'm going to say that you probably had to leave that behind.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, yeah. As soon as we went to the magistrate office, and like here's one of your guards' armor.
Yeah. Okay. So.
The one time I rolled a 1 was for my size, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You are back at the Dark Maiden. Your boat is in the process of offloading cargo. Helos. Oh, I have a picture for Helos now.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Cam's character's not here, and we still get screwed over the cargo.
Right. Yes.
Helos. Do you guys recognize him?
Vaguely?
Vaguely.
You'd be surprised who that is. But anyhow, okay. Anyhow.
You can't. Who is it? Who's it from? What's the image from?
It's from my computer. That is the guy who plays Sir Davos from Game of Thrones.
It's one of his other...
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's actually his picture from Clash of the Titans.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Where he played a ship captain.
Yeah.
Fitting.
Anyhow, so this is Helos, and Helos is currently offloading cargo. All the other crew are doing the same. As they do so, as you kind of walk up to them, they all call out to you, and Helos says, my friends, welcome back. You look like you need some rest. Come aboard.
Yeah.
There is hot food.
Oh, good.
Okay. No, you back to work. Okay.
We'll just slip on in.
Right. Who is this? And what happened to your companion?
Well, my name's Octavian. I'll leave that part, the other part up to them.
Okay. Well met. I am Helos of the Carigian Islands. He's a Carigian captain. So Carigia is a place north of here, which is mostly a large block of island chains. Their captains are famous for their daring and for their mercantilism. Okay, they carry cargo as far away as Harn.
Right.
Only crazy people go there.
Totally.
Yeah.
Been there, seen that.
Been there, done that. Don't want to do it again.
Yeah. So he greets you and he says, "A friend of yours?"
Yes.
Well, welcome aboard the Dark Maiden's Den. And he shows you his boat. So he's justifiably proud of it. And he says, you also look like you could use some rest. Come. Aram, another fellow who I also have a picture for.
The Delkin soldier sailor.
Okay.
Aram.
Okay.
Well, he's kind of sulky looking.
Yeah, he's called by the crew Two Blade. Okay, he's actually only other fighting man on the boat other than the characters. Okay.
Yeah. We've now got Jarek and Rada.
Yeah. Well,
Rada, yes.
Oh, I have her picture too.
Rada, yes. Jarek, well.
Yeah, Jarek was more scholarly.
That's Rada.
Yeah.
And then this is Jarek.
They were siblings.
Yes, they are siblings, brother and sister.
She fights, he reads.
Yes.
He's also a priest, if I remember correctly.
That's correct. A priest of Save.
Save.
The god of knowledge. Okay. So they welcome you aboard, or he welcomes you aboard, and Aram kind of looks at you. Now he's a Dalkeshi fellow, so he's kind of dark skinned, and dark hair. Kind of glances up and down at you, and then come with me.
Right?
He seems super friendly.
Yeah. I'll trust that.
Okay. They take you below. They basically, you guys sleep inside of the area with hammocks. So they set you up with some hammocks, and you guys collapse for the night.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I'm not feeling so good.
So the crew's 5.
What's that?
It's a crew of 5 people.
There's our crew. If you'd like to take it and read it. I will add the shields and the cartouches to our ship cargo.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll throw the cartouches in there too.
Thank you.
So we're not carrying them around.
Yeah, so your crew consists of the Coregian captain, his first mate, who's a Dalkesh soldier sailor, 2 guys who come from Anzaloria, which is sort of deepest, darkest Africa kind of area. So they're dark skinned. They're tribesmen, but they're also talented sailors. And then 3 guys who are Zeri from Azuria. So they're like Romans. Is probably the best way to describe it. They are probably the least talented of the sailors, but they have other skills. One's a carpenter, the other one's a tailor, that kind of stuff, right?
Cool.
Yep. So that is the crew.
I assume they don't want us for our sailing ability.
Do you have sailing?
No.
I do.
Yeah. Okay. So I would suggest that one of your first investments will be sailing.
All right.
Okay, because everybody else has sailing, right? Because you will be asked to work as a member of the crew.
Right.
Okay.
What is sailing? It's so that would count as a skill.
It's under coordination.
It's under coordination.
Yeah.
So it's skills, right? So
yes.
And it's 200 for base 1.
Yes.
I'm gonna do that right now.
Okay.
If that's all right.
Absolutely.
Just to fit in.
And you're like, oh yeah, I've sailed. Yeah, no problem. Okay.
Done that once.
Oh, that reminds me. I was going to buy a point of sorcery because of the knowledge I gained from the Whispers.
Absolutely.
I don't see what could possibly go wrong with that.
Well, you can't cast magic without getting a demon patron, so...
Oh, I'm not planning on doing that.
Well, let's not do that again.
Please, not again.
I mean, unless the opportunity presents itself, and then...
Oh. Sick.
Please,
He
we do
kills
not...
our game by accepting the demons.
I think yeah.
Yeah, you might have heard that one, yeah. Okay, so you guys sleep through the night. The boat rocks easily at dock. You can hear the harbor. The harbor at Hepenolis is busy. This is one of the interface harbors for all of this sort of area.
Oh yeah, it's the
Can you
one
close
of the...
that up?
No.
Right. So if you scroll down a little bit, that's Hepenolis right there. That's where you are.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
And okay, those are those group of islands above it.
Yes. So this is
Which is
directly to the north. This is Coregia up here. Okay. This over here is Goris, which is where the other characters are from, or this is where the campaign started. Okay. You are in Hepenolis, and the characters tell you that they are currently. They have in Goris. Actually, you need some backstory now. In Goris, they met the Ruin Master of Goris, and the Ruin Master of Goris was a fellow who. Goris has a bit of a background. It was an imperial outpost. However, in the last 20 years, it's been conquered by Avinian raiders, who took it over, and they now rule it. The Prince of Goris, who is a Avinian war captain, he relies upon the soothsaying of his Ruin Master. Okay.
Okay.
The problem is that his Ruin Master, for about the last season or so, has been unable to actually see anything. His vision is clouded.
Oh.
In fact, the only time he dreams is he sees those 3 symbols. And he has no idea what they meant. So your characters, or the characters, have actually been provided with a ship to go to the library at Natha, which is down here at the headwaters of the Targa River. And there to see if they can't, at the most ancient of libraries, find out what these symbols mean. Okay? So the journey, that's what the journey has been so far.
Why did we stop?
You stop because from Goris to here, this is your second stop you've made.
Because we made a stop at a bray here.
Yeah. Each of those hexes is about 50 miles. So it's quite a distance, and your sailing ship has enough rations for the crew for between 10 and 12 days. Okay. You got some bad wind, and it took you longer than expected to make it this far. So he said, we'll have to stop at Hepenolis.
Not to mention we had some cargo for here.
Right. He wanted to go directly to Natha, but the problem was, with the bad weather, you stopped here, and the characters at that point saw the necropolis, and the first thing they thought was, ooh, money.
Yeah, because that's what we do.
Yeah. So they got off the boat, and they attempted to find something to rob, which is when they met you.
Right.
Okay. All of that to say, the next day arises. The men are still hard at work, offloading their cargo, and also new amphoras of Caregian wine and oils have actually been loaded onto the boat. What occurs is you have the ability to invest these in the boat. Okay? And when you invest them in the boat, every time you stop, the merchant does trading, and depending on how many you invest, every one of those you invest, you get 2 dice, I believe, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you roll 2 dice, and that's how many you get back.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, it's because technically we actually own
part of the ship. Correct.
Right. Because he needed, after the storm that he found us on, the ship needed basically a new keel, and we said, oh, we just found these.
Yeah. So they found money, they helped to repair a ship, and so now they own half the boat. Yeah. And by relationship, so do you.
You pretty much take over.
Yeah.
Right.
His shares.
Yeah. So that said, you can invest those, and then when you arrive at some place, he can, depending on how much cargo he has. He does not have infinite cargo space, so the maximum investment that can be in the boat at any time is 10 pieces of silver.
I think we're at 8 or something now.
Yeah, it's up there. Yeah. And then what occurs is every time he docks, it depends on how big the market is. I roll dice for how many of those he can actually convert into rolling.
I have a 10.
Oh,
yeah.
Because we
700 plus 3 at Port of the Bray is 10.
So it's basically sort of a currency. You guys don't have to participate in any of the training or anything like that. He just transports you.
So the next time it happens, I could buy it.
Correct.
Well, you'll get a share. A piece of it.
Well, most of what we've been doing is actually, so far we've been doing well enough that the amount that he sells, we get enough that we usually have enough to buy back and back up to full.
Right. After upkeep, right?
After upkeep.
Right.
Yeah.
The biggest issue was Cam's character had a run-in with somebody else who then messed up with our cargo, so we didn't quite get as much as we could have.
That'll happen.
Yeah. Okay. So you find yourselves now at leisure in Hepenolis. He says it's going to be another couple of days. However, with healing, etc., you're not exactly sure how far from the boat you're going to be.
I'm not going very far from the boat.
What I will say, though, is as you guys awaken, you are awakened by Aram, who's sort of leaning against the pillar of the mast. And he says, a man, he comes for you. He's Dalkesh. He says his name is Zabir.
Ah, yes.
Do you know him?
Yes.
Do you owe him money? Is this a gambling debt or something? He looks like a criminal.
Tour guide.
Well, and without another word, he turns around and goes upstairs.
Yeah.
We should give him the 5th. That's the actual money that we got out of it. We guess we could get technically even one of the gold cartouches, and it's still 2 for each of us.
All right.
Yeah.
So, you guys
just gonna go talk to him. I'm not gonna move far from my cot or the hammock for the next few days.
So when you arrive at the upper decks, so you're staying and resting.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
My treated wound, 2 mental things, 3 fatigues.
Well, the fatigues are gone by now.
Fatigues are on.
Yeah.
We slept the night.
Treated
fatigues
wound
are gone. Any fatigue, anything like that you can get rid of from a full rest, it's all gone.
Treated wound gone too then?
Treated wounds are gone, yes.
Okay.
Oh.
So I have 2.
If the wound is treated, they're gone as soon as you get a full rest.
Okay, so I'm actually
much
better.
No, sorry. My apologies. How many treated wounds do you have? If you have 1 treated wound, it's gone.
Okay.
I have 4.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not moving.
So you're now at 3.
Okay.
Okay. So when you arrive on the deck, across here, Hepenolis is the center of the Middle Sea. Not the center, but it's a busy part of the Middle Sea. Okay, and from here you look across, and there's just ships of every manufacturer and every country coming and going from here. The seagulls cry above the smell of dead fish. People selling wares, merchants everywhere. Okay. When you get up on deck, there's a stone jetty that actually the ship is tied up to, with logs along the side. And sure enough, standing there is a man in a very plain cotton robe with an afghan on his head and a scarf. And he doesn't recognize you, but when he sees you two, he's like, my friends! You made it back alive. I was so worried about you. With the fire and the guards and everything. The crew, by the way, stops. And you can hear them say, fire? Guards? What?
I'm not.
It's all good. Good to see you. Thank you. Because, he did steer the guards away from us.
Yes. He says,
Should we invite him on board, or shall we go take him? We don't want to transact in public, so.
Yes, let's invite him in.
All right. I'm going to say that your Streetwise tells you that you could probably negotiate a price on the dock, but then just give him a nondescript bag of whatever it is.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So you as you head down to see him, he smiles. My friends. Did you find it
exciting?
Excellent. You were looking for excitement.
Not that kind of excitement.
So you came out as paupers. You were unsuccessful?
We lost one of our friends.
Such is Devash's way, right?
But we picked up a new one. Yeah. And you.
Business associate, I prefer.
Of course. But I'm not there to say so.
Did I provide service to you that you might think that it is worth some small recompense?
Do we disagree with the one bit of the bounty and the spare cartouche?
Feedback? The bounty I wouldn't think would matter with him. That was totally
but the spare cartouche is a lot of... I think it's a coffee cup size of gold.
Yeah, that's a shit ton of money. He will be very happy with that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If he is unhappy with that, then
he can die in the
He can tell the guards and just... Right, sorry, that was out
loud. We did find some trinkets that we managed to pick up before being chased out.
I am so happy to hear that Haleah smiled upon you in fortune.
So yes, if we produce a nicely wrapped, slightly heavy little bag for him.
Okay. So so he is that what you do? You produce one of these cartouches? Someone needs to cross it off their list.
It's on I put it on the ship's cargo, but I mean, given that there was 9 and there's 4 of us, and 2
one seems to round it down very nicely.
Okay, so fair enough. So he takes it. He says, "Oh, this is my friends. So excellent doing business with you."
Technically, it should probably be less, but it's hard to cut it up, so take it as a bonus.
Yes, I know. It will also help me pay for the guards who are asking for all the questions.
Yes.
I should tell you, before it is that you are too anxious to return to the streets, Hakim the Spider, he knows that tomb raiders were within the temple, were within the tomb of Neferit. He seeks those who are guilty, perhaps for his share, or perhaps to make examples thereof.
But that's all the information he has?
Yes. So Hakim the Spider, you actually heard this name for the last... you've been on the streets here for a little while looking for work. Hakim is the guild master of the local Dark Brotherhood, the Black Brotherhood. So, the Thieves Guild. Okay? He has a bit of a nasty reputation, which has sort of kept you from... Because that's what you do for a living, right? So it's kept you from pursuing your trade with maximum efficiency.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we should
Makes
lay low.
sense.
Is that the best way to say it?
Yeah.
You've met him though, right?
No.
No.
Did one of us meet him?
No one's met him.
No. The people I was involved with was in the city we were at before.
In Goris.
Right.
Well, thank you for the information
And
Yeah.
we didn't
Of
stick
course,
around.
my friend.
and the warnings.
Yes.
We didn't stick
Oh, now
around.
it's back to friends.
Of course.
Well, of course. Gold makes many friends. Okay, so he taps it on his head, and he says, Halea's blessing upon you.
Long days and bullet nights.
And may the seas be calm in your passage. And with that, he picks up his staff and his full backpack of food and drink, etc., and wanders away. How he found you here is a bit of a question mark to you, right? Because you didn't tell him you were from a ship or anything like that.
Ooh, that's
Which
eerie.
means that Hakeem the Spider could probably find us quite easily too.
Okay, so yes,
The golden skull, was it like a golden plated normal skull?
Yes.
Or?
Yeah.
so did you wish to try to fence some of your goods?
Not here.
Well,
I think we should even hang on to
think-
buying healer's kits like elsewhere.
Yeah, I, think we
I
should press
was
on.
thinking maybe we should find the spider. And,
You want to give him the skull?
well, that was what I was thinking initially, but I'm thinking maybe I'll give him one of my cartouches and say, here is the share of the bounty that you are due. And
Who's us asking for forgiveness instead of permission?
pretty much.
Is there any reason we want? Like,
If you have thievery, or if you have thief, the skill, or the talent, what I'll do is allow you to make a society roll based upon your thievery, and I'll tell you what the standard process here is. That's a no.
nope,
Do you have any talents that let you reroll thievery?
not thievery.
Not yet.
Wait, doesn't that come before the...
No, thief comes first.
Thief is first.
Oh, right, because Master Thief.
Master thief is what lets you re-roll.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you're a master.
Yeah.
Probably a good thing.
Yep. So that's one.
One. All right. If you are not members of the Brotherhood in town, stealing something big is going to cause a major disruption for them. Guards cracking down on them, chasing them, depending on how important it was. You kind of get the impression this was relatively important. So,
But who knows?
Maybe we should just leave.
so if you wish to pay him off, you're thinking it might cost you as much as 50%, half.
They don't know how much we have.
No, absolutely they don't.
But it is an old tomb, and so they have all the stories of glory.
Yeah, and it's...
You know what? Yeah, but we got chased out by marauding animated skeleton monsters.
It got lit on fire, and
You know what? I'm more worried about probably getting the hell out of town before
Yeah, I think
whatever's
we should
in the
book it.
tomb decides it wants to go further out,
I'm okay with
either through our exit or through
Low
its
and leaving.
own.
Okay. So, but that's like it's going to cost you quite a bit to pay him off, right? So how this kind of works is I say 50%, but realistically, the bigger the robbery, the more it's going to cost to pay off guards to look the other way, etc. So,
Well,
I know, it's in the necropolis, right?
and I mean, the main chamber stuff was all sealed off, so no one knows what was there.
I know. So he probably thinks you got way more.
That's the thing. It's you're going against speculation and rumors and
So the
lore.
rumor is that there's a diamond and a ruby the size of a man's fist.
Like
Actually, there were.
And there was supposed to be a giant snake with 2 emeralds for eyes.
No, it was a
lion
griffin.
statue that talked and winked.
What's that?
It was,
It was like a
a statue of
It
Yig.
was a sphinx-looking thing.
It's a statue of Yig with eyes, and it blinked at you when we were leaving.
Uh-huh.
So how long do we have to stay docked for?
Another 2
Any
days, give or
reason?
take.
Okay, we need 2 days.
Yes. Well, that's what Helos says.
Yeah.
You own half the boat. You could probably ask him to depart with the next tide if you wish. The key would be, however, is that it will cost you merchanting-wise on the other side.
Mm.
It also means you get to keep more
Our lives.
And our loot.
lives loot.
Merchandise.
Merchant was already... Yeah.
Leave tomorrow?
Next tide. I'm good with as soon as he can get the boat unloaded.
So the tide is actually this evening. So if you want the next tide, it'll be sometime in the next 8 to 10 hours.
You know, that totally sounds good to me.
Okay, so we're three for 4 thoughts.
I don't know. I'm thinking.
What, do you want to go take our cart and go, here's everything we got? Play nice with them?
Well, again, I think we take a portion of what we have and say that's everything we got.
Then
you're gonna have to do some heavy
when
persuading.
he determines we're lying, what happens then?
Well, at that point, we're out of town, but...
Well, when you hand it over to him, though, you'll be inside of his lair.
Which he won't let go until he's verified. Yeah.
And has some of the thieves check out our boat and look around for things.
Okay, good point.
I mean, not that he knows where the boat is, but maybe
nothing happened.
I don't know. But I'm assuming you're thinking he's going to head us off somehow before we can leave.
It's possible.
Naval battle, come on now.
It's also possible. Yeah, it's also possible.
Swashbuckling.
Because remember, there's a whole bunch of pirates that are over here, too.
Yeah. With crimson sails. Okay. So, if you're going to tell Helos he needs to leave, you need to tell him pretty much right now.
It's up to you. The three of us said yes. You okay with it? Yeah, then we're going.
Alright. So you head up to see Helos?
Yar.
Okay.
We can always compensate
my friends.
with something else as well.
He was sort of a sketchy fellow.
Yeah. Yeah, and brought tidings that we should leave.
His brow furrows for a moment. Of course! If that is your desire, then we shall leave. But it will mean us traveling with a partially empty cargo hold.
That will be the downside of traveling with us sometimes. We'll fill it up at the next port.
Aram! Into town. Bring the men back to the boat.
Oh, please let them all be okay this time.
Oh, right, we had to rescue Casca last time.
No, not at Aram, but at Goris when we were about to leave. It's like, yeah, we're short a person.
Right, so Aram is like, aye, maestro? So he grabs his sword, throws it over his back, and he jogs off into town.
He's not happy with us. But then again, he never is.
No, he seems more like, what? But
confused.
Roll with it.
Well, you've only been here for 2 days, right? Normally you say
3 days, I think.
No, 2 days. So you got here yesterday, and the day you got here, you went out to the necropolis. You did a little bit of work in the morning, and then you went out for something to steal.
We already tried. Oh, we went out into town, and then someone tried to con us. Then we went back to the boat, right, and then we went back to the necropolis.
Yep.
Thus we are appearing, midday after.
All right. Okay, so deciding not to tango with Hakim the Spider, you asked to to depart. For those of you who are healthy of body, will you pitch in making the ship ready to go?
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's already purchased the provisions, etc. Those things still need to be loaded on, and so it's going to be a sweaty afternoon, making ready to sail by the time it rolls around. The actual getting it onto the boat's not that hard. Like there's a lot of it. But it's in portions, right? It's getting it stowed away in the hay where the ceramics don't break, etc. Okay.
I would help, but
Well, you don't get to move.
No.
Okay.
A sliver could kill you right now.
You could hang out to the side and talk to me about my mental trauma.
Oh, that's
you
true.
want to counsel us?
True, I could do
counsel us while we're working.
Oh, you actually have a full-on trauma. Yeah. No one else. I don't think anyone else actually goes to it. Sure. So counsel is.
So how do the regular ticks work? The non-fatigue, but just regular. You took stuff.
That heals between battles.
They all heal between battles. Yeah.
As long as it's not a trauma or a wound.
That's correct.
So my difficulty for doing counseling on him.
So I'll answer that question again. All of your mental stress is gone.
Okay.
Okay. And it's gone immediately after battle. That stuff that is not converted into fatigue. Fatigue is gone. Fatigue or mental stress is all gone. The permanent stuff is gone as soon as you have a chance to rest. 8 hours.
And we've had that, so.
If you have a harm, either a mental or physical harm, that requires healing.
Yeah.
That requires treatment. Okay?
Yeah, well, I already got treated. It was just a case of had the rest.
Exactly.
Gone.
So, and with that, your first harm drops off after your first 8 hours of rest, right? So your first wound point drops off, right? And then from there on, it's 2 days per.
Okay.
Ooh.
So in other words, I have another 6 days before I'm physically
whole. Yes.
And if I do counseling on him to treat his mental trauma,
yes.
What is my die roll?
A counsel.
Okay.
But it's not affected by your physical.
It is not. That's correct. No, only your physical abilities are affected by wounds.
That's the nice
my
thing.
Target number is
whatever your
yes, and the number of successes required.
Wound, like he broke his jaw.
What's that? No, but then yes, that would be.
He hummed sweetly.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah, all depends on where.
I mean,
just know that most damage to the head usually winds up being lethal.
Yeah. And if honestly, if you had an injury to the mouth, you'd probably kill yourself. No more talking. I'm done.
No, actually, I wouldn't be too bad at that.
Okay,
There are a few other people. Ibram would be.
Yeah. Go.
So, unfortunately, only an 8. But 2 successes.
Nice. All right.
I only have a 1 in it.
Okay.
And it's 8.
8.
Probably not that. Yeah.
Oh, mine's 9. I'm the healer.
So that's treated now.
All right. So it's treated, which means tomorrow at dawn it'll be gone.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you guys are sort of, it's like it's okay. It's okay.
There.
Helos comes to you and he says, "So when we sail today, we have a choice between whether or not we wish to go through the twins or around the twins."
That's those 2 big islands, right?
Yeah. Yes, the twins guard the bay, the Amawa Bay.
I'm guessing that's where all the pirates like to ambush.
No, the water is quite treacherous. Most merchant vessels, they travel around.
How long is
What's
it? What's the difference in time?
We will have to tack eastwards if we wish to go around, and so it could take us 2 or 3 days to make it north of the Guardians north of the Twins before we can turn south again. Whereas if we tack through them, we can use the easterly winds to haul, and we might be able to make it there by tomorrow night. Not to Natha, but we might be able to make it to the Strait.
I don't know if we're in that much of a rush, are we?
Yeah, is there anything...
We're not big of a rush.
A rush is to leave.
Technically we're 2 days ahead. So...
We just saved 2 days because we're getting out of Dodge.
I mean, our only rush is to get off of this island.
Yeah.
So let's
we're going to Natha?
Natha, yeah.
So in other words, instead of going through here, we're going around here.
So you can see it adds a whole lot
What's
extra.
Galamonia?
This is another port town.
Yeah. Galamonia is... You were thinking you wish to go by land to Natha?
Or even through that strait down there? Or is it just as dangerous?
That's a strait that you'll go through.
Oh, because going between the 2 islands is a little...
Galamonia is... it is a refuge for the worst
of the
types
worst
of people.
Jeez. Okay.
But hey, we could make it home. The king, the Dalkeshi king, not king. That's not the right word. Prince, whatever.
Emir.
The fellow who holds power in Galamonia, he charges a high tithe to dock your ship there.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's actually go around. Take the northern.
I'm thinking,
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Is there any
leisurely
dangers to the
cruise.
north? Is there more chance of pirates? Is there...
Yes.
It's either we either risk the pirates or we risk the ship itself.
See, at least pirates we can fight off, whereas, getting our ship broken in half while
We
riding
can
it.
sailor them off.
Broken in half. He looks affronted. Are you judging my captaining skill?
No.
No, I'm more worried about the gods playing with the rocks in the water.
If we get killed...
Okay, as soon as you say gods, you have some fear of the gods? You have seen something? He is incredibly superstitious.
Yes.
So as soon
Remember,
as
he
you
fished us out of the water, too.
That's right. And as soon so he fished you out of the water in the middle of the ocean.
In the middle of a storm.
So we're incredibly good luck.
That's right. And so if you say something, the gods, as soon as you say the gods, he's like, Have the gods told you something?
Not yet.
I feel better about taking our
Sarah
chance with pirates, just because then we can, steal whatever they have on their ships.
And make up for our mercantiling.
That's pretty confident. We'll just steal it right back. Steal from them instead.
We'll fill our cargo holds with it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
So we're going north.
Okay. All right. Aram has no difficulty finding all of the men, and he drags them back. A couple of them today is their day when they do not work, and so by the time they get back to the boat mid-afternoon, they're
Bit grumpy.
not grumpy, but totally inebriated. Right? You load the boat for the rest of the day, and as evening falls, you can actually see the harbor begin to decline, and he's anxious to. We must go. We must go. So you end up leaving like a couple of days worth of food on the docks, right?
Ooh.
Just because you don't have the time to load it all. Right.
We just throw it all on the deck and then sort it later.
So Helos is not a big fan of not doing things the right way, and that's not the right way, right?
Also, if it's on deck, it's going to be in the way of.
And a rolling wave, yeah. So then he lectures you about a rolling wave in the amphora. It becomes a lethal weapon. Rolls across, and then you are swimming with sharks.
But you see, we do have time to get it all on board.
Or that.
But fortunately, there were some local street waves who I was able to press into service for a few thin coppers. All right, so you have the full 12 days worth of food on board the ship. Fine, be that way.
Well paid.
Yeah.
That's what they're for.
Well
Okay.
paid.
Okay. You sail out of the harbor. You are not the only ship leaving at this point. Okay. Several ships, galleys, and other sailing ships all make for the mouth of the harbor. If you recall, the mouth of the harbor has a tower on either side. And you're pretty sure there's a chain, although you see no evidence of that.
That's normal defenses.
Yeah, pretty much. And the walls are lined with ballistae and catapults.
Lovely.
As you sail out of the harbor, you are joined by a half dozen other sailing or a half dozen other vessels, and you can hear them calling the same as Helos is calling. You can hear them calling across the water. The merchanting, about half of them are Caregian, and so they yell back and forth in Caregian, including to Helos. All Caregian captains apparently are relatively friendly. Okay. And eventually, though, you get out, your ship turns to the north, and you begin your slow process of tacking eastwards.
So we're going to go out and around the island that way? Or okay.
Yep. So, let's make a piloting check. So the ship's piloting is 10, because your crew is that good. So somebody want to roll a couple of dice and see exactly how well you guys do.
Two successes.
Oh, pair of fives, nice.
Well done. Channeling Judah.
Bah.
Yeah, not this week.
No, that's on Tuesday.
Yeah. Okay. You tack steadily westwards. This part of the sea is actually quite busy, and 3 or 4 times during the day, on the first day, you see ships on the horizon. Same on the second day. Eventually, to the south of you, hoves into sight a mountainous island. Okay, and you can feel the current as you sort of get closer to the island. The ship actually begins to buffet. Aram complains. He says, you don't need to pass close to the island. Oh, or make some time. It's like, we're not behind schedule. Okay.
We're ahead of schedule. You could stay.
The crew, however, they appear to be relaxed. It is approaching early summer. Okay, so you're passing out of late spring into early summer. It's the perfect sailing season. No storms, just sort of easy sailing, etc. And the crew, although you have to change tack every couple of hours, they spend their time gaming on the deck, dicing for a variety of chores and whatever. Do you join them, or do you kind of hold yourselves apart?
Totally joined.
Yep.
Join.
Okay. Now, question. So, you guys are now currently carrying quite a bit of wealth with you, right? Will you attempt to share that with the crew, or will you hang on to it for yourselves?
As being new,
yep,
I will share my portion.
Okay.
That does not mean I will do it henceforth,
Okay.
but as like a,
Okay.
welcome.
So you don't have any ready coin, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
But it's gold soft. You can flake off.
Yeah, I prefer it if you didn't. I prefer it if you just sold it so I could just give you coins in exchange. But
It's much easier to do in one solid piece than in a bunch.
well, no. It's just if you start doing that, it's like, well, how much did you flake off? Well, not that much. It's like a silver talent's worth. Well, how big is that? Oh, for the love of God!
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll talk about it. So
Okay.
that I'd like to.
All right. So the reason I asked that question is because when they get into Natha, when they arrive there, are they expecting that they're going to get some portion of the treasure that you force them to leave Hepenolis early for, or are they expecting that? Do you know what I mean?
I'd rather be a happy surprise.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I don't mind sharing with them because, I mean, they are our transportation. And you
Yeah,
know.
I think it's less of a, hey guys, here's some money, and more like, hey guys, we bought you some stuff.
Okay.
Is the better way to.
Right.
Your first round of drinks, your
Yeah.
first 3 rounds of drinks. Oh, nice.
Like, we are the wealthy business owners as opposed to, like, partners with them.
Correct.
I guess is the.
Sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Bonuses and such when we get there.
Right. You are twice. So after you round the twins, you turn south, and as soon as you do that, the wind fills the sails, and he puts up all quarters of the sails, and suddenly your ship runs before the wind. Twice you are stopped by the armed Zebeks of the Dalkeshi Navy. Basically, they pull along beside you. You holler back and forth. They're hunting pirates, and they twice give you warnings of pirates who are in these waters.
No, at least they're hunting them, whether or not they're actually
And you're
catching
like,
them is another
wait,
point.
that's us. Okay.
Pirates.
You sail south through the Amoa Bay, and eventually, after about 4 days of running southwards, so 6 days into your journey.
Okay, so I can scratch off the rest of the...
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah. Now, each of you can make a skill roll to improve your relationship with the crew. Okay, so currently they're neutral, and what that means is you can either look to make friends with everybody in the crew, or if there's somebody in particular that you wish to make friends with, you're welcome to try that as well. Up to you.
Why not? Girls stick together. Go for Rada.
Okay,
I was going to go for
You can hit on her.
you're welcome to.
yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, sounds good.
I'll
So,
play fighting. Like,
what's that?
Practice fighting with her.
Okay, sounds good. How about yourself? What skill are you going to use? How would you bond with her?
Persuade.
Sure, absolutely. Okay. Do you guys want to spend any time bonding with the crew, or are you good?
Jason, not any names.
Well, if you're bonding with the sister, I'll bond with the brother.
Okay.
And I'm actually just going to do general,
Okay, sounds good. Okay.
because I'm going to use sailing, so...
Sailing, okay. Sailing, fighting, persuasion, what are you going to use? I'm kind of curious.
Parrying.
Well, I mean,
He's a bookworm, so
would certainly
avoided
work
it
well.
the whole time.
I mean,
You can always use persuade, but with him you probably use sorcery or lore, society maybe.
yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, and I'm gonna go with sorcery, because why not?
Okay.
it's new knowledge you want to share with them. Tell
And
us
it is
stories.
exactly the same role as if I was using lore.
Now, since mine's play fighting, would be more like acrobatics or athletics. It's just practice, like
Yeah, whatever your best fighting skills.
that's all pretty
You
much
can
the
bond
same.
with her for that because she's I think you could always use persuade. Otherwise, if you're with a fighting person, you could use fighting to bond with them. If you're with sailors, you could use sailing to bond with them. That kind of idea. Okay, and then
Let's do that or craft, both of which are the same.
Okay, everybody drop your dice. Let's do it.
Actually, can I use insight?
How would you use that? I need something that's active, right?
Okay.
Some way that you're actually.
We'll go with. I got one.
Okay.
Go with what I said initially.
Two.
1.
It's okay. Rada and I will let you come drinking with us.
1 for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that or would I do the or just do Helios?
That sounds nice.
We'll let the new guy tag along fine.
Yay. We get invited.
You're doing the whole crew?
Yeah, I'm just going to do the whole crew. Use sailing.
Yeah, okay.
And I got 2.
Sounds good. So by the time you arrive at Natha, ship crews, lives can be cheap. And when things happen, suddenly a lot of the people that you're on the ship with can be gone the next day. Yeah. And so with that said, you guys do a couple of days out. As you turn the twins, you guys carry out a brief ceremony for Ibram.
Yep.
And then from there, you guys spend quite a bit of time just sort of bonding with the crew. Most of the people, Rada she's fiery, right? Like she spends a lot of time either brooding or, wanting to be on shore. She spends a lot of time wanting to test her mettle.
She's a Vinian.
So
that's for 2 things we have in common.
No, you're not.
You're
no.
Corforian.
Oh, right, the other one was your Vinian.
Yeah.
So she has a melee skill of 12.
Yeah. Nice.
So I don't know if that's as good as you.
Oh no, she's definitely better than I am.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not the fighter.
from
I'm the
Harn?
healer. Remember?
Right.
Is that from Harn?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. This is the world of Harn.
Oh, I know that, but I meant... Okay, sorry.
Yeah. So Avinians conquered the northern part of Harn, but they actually came from a place called Avinium.
Whoa!
Crazy, right?
Which is up over here somewhere.
Yeah.
What
Exactly.
are the chances?
And so she's actually half Avinian. Like she's the child of one of the original raiders of Goris who conquered that land. Okay. But she considers herself proudly Avinian, despite the fact she's not full blood. Her brother Jarek is the same. Okay. So you definitely bond with. You guys definitely bond with her. She's definitely. She wants friends, and she, obviously she's not standoffish, but she is anxious to be doing something. Okay.
It's gonna keep her busy.
Jarek, on the other hand, he's the exact opposite. He's prepared to talk about little things forever. Okay. And about the nuances, right? And he'll ask questions like, so if a man robs another man, right, but it's to feed his family,
He's an ethical.
right? And you kind of get the impression sometimes when you talk to him that there's really no right answer. Okay.
No, there isn't.
Right. And the crew is just generally whatever.
Yeah.
So, you guys arrive in Dalkesh proper. Okay. And Dalkesh proper is... It's a sort of a interesting land. Most of Dalkesh is based around the Targa River, and so it forms one of the oldest cultures in all of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's underneath. So just a moment, please. Right. So, before the coming of the Azuriani, hundreds of years ago when they conquered this place, they actually entombed their god kings beneath gigantic pyramids. Mm-hmm. Okay? Their immortal god kings were placed in tombs, right, beneath gigantic pyramids. Right?
Oops.
You're like, but wait, how does that work? And so
wait, they're alive in there and sealed inside stone forever.
And we will.
Yeah,
We woke one up.
that That sounds terrible.
We should go free them. I'm sure they pay for that service. Okay.
No.
Sold.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
That wasn't my idea.
As you arrive at Natha, Natha is at the head of the Targa River. Okay, and it is a delta. It's based on a delta. The first thing you notice is the water becomes covered in silt. Okay, so you sail from the deep blue water, and then suddenly there's gray beneath you.
Yeah. Just like when you go past into Twassen.
Correct. And as you're sailing into the actual harbor, the wind begins to fight with the ship moving forward. Okay. There in the isthmus and the delta, there's all these little islands everywhere, dotted with palm trees, etc. This is definitely a tropical place. And so, for those of you who are from more the northerly climes,
It's gross.
it's sticky.
It's gross.
Like you loosen your tunics, but realistically, you're thinking to yourself, "I'm just gonna take this off," right? Because it is so hot.
Nothing
right?
feels good anymore.
Right. Then, as you begin sailing up the river,
That's just...
Natha is at the head of the river, but it's not at the mouth of the river. Okay? Sorry, not the head. It's at the end of the river, but not at the mouth. So you actually have to sail past a little bit, and then you come to the city of Natha. Natha is on both sides of the broad Targa River. The Targa River is perhaps half a mile across. Like, it's huge, right?
Wow.
That's the first thing. But there are tiny islands throughout the river, and there are bridges that actually go between all of these. And finally, there is the massive lighthouse at the head of the Targa River. The Azeri built the lighthouse in order to guide ships to the harbor. And it stands 100 meters tall. It's one of the largest structures anywhere. Okay? And although you're sailing in during the day, as you sail past it, sort of standing up in a rock and then standing broad above it, it's just a massive, massive edifice. The city, however, is big, but perhaps underwhelming. Okay? There are no tall structures or anything like that. It's more like a huge sprawl of low-slung buildings, mostly adobe with... there are a few that you see with tile roofs, but otherwise it's just thatch. Okay? And it kind of gives you the impression of... There's definitely a disparity between wealthy and the unwealthy in the city. Okay? As you sail in, the Aram is like, Natha, right? And you kind of get the feeling he might be from around here. Helos is like, Natha. Right?
These kids gonna have their little chat fights again.
Yeah. And so as you struggle to get the boat in, eventually you come to the harbor. Okay, the harbor takes you some time to actually dock. When you do so, Helos exchanges some coinage with the locals, and eventually nighttime falls by the time you've actually arrived in Natha proper. Okay, all around you, the bugs buzz. Okay.
Oh yes.
And not only that, as you're actually sailing up the river, there are several times when you're kind of like standing and watching the scenery go by, and you'll see something dip beneath the water, and Aram says, don't swim in the water. The crocodiles, they are holy to Dalkesh, so you are not allowed to kill them.
But they are allowed to kill you whenever you want.
Of course, it means the god has taken you. And he smiles almost ironically at that.
No, I'm smart. That wasn't actually a sarcastic comment. That was considering I'm just from just
no, his
north
is
of you.
now. It's like no, yes, but of course, if the crocodiles take you, it means that the gods have chosen you for the next sacrifice.
Y'all are weird.
Okay.
Yep.
Dispose of bodies in the river. Got it.
Yep. If the crocs don't, the hippos will.
So Aram says, as you're arriving, he says, "You've come for the library," and then he points to a fairly large edifice which sits up on a hill. Okay, you were expecting something of really ancient manufacture, but it's definitely a Azeri in recent building. Okay, so it looks like perhaps it was smaller and they improved it or expanded it. So you have those Azeri, which means Roman, sort of columns around it, etc. There's definitely a grandness to it. Okay, as well. Like the tiled stairs, all of that smacks of Azoriani influence. Okay. The library of Natha. The greatest in all of the world, he speaks proudly. The collected knowledge. Please don't burn it down.
What are you saying?
We burned too much stuff.
What else have we burned? Besides Zipper.
Anyhow, his
That
attitude...
was him himself.
His attitude, though, now that he's arrived... Aram's attitude, now that he's arrived in Natha, seems to improve mightily.
It's like, oh, look, you're not a sourpuss.
And he's like, finally, real beer.
Right, I forgot about that.
Right. And so he gives you a brief overview of the culture here, which means that your society will work as normal. Do any of you speak Qatar? Now you do. You actually have Dalken, but it shouldn't be Dalken. It should actually be Qatar.
Well, it's Qataric Hachari.
Yeah. Okay.
So I speak it, but I have an accent.
Correct. Okay. Anybody else speak Qatari?
Chateau.
Okay. So that's the native language here, although you know there's quite a few Azeri speakers as well. Okay? Now, you're in the city. It lies before you. Everywhere you can hear the locusts and the crickets, right? Just right off the boat, there's like a mud mound, where the dock leads into, and this is not like the stone-fronted dock of Azeri docks. This is like this sprawling, the hundreds and hundreds of piers just sort of docked around everywhere in this river city. So, do you head off for the evening, or do you stay on the boat and go in the morning?
We've been on the boat for how many? For
6 days.
6 days?
Little stir crazy.
Well, yeah. Wherever there's like a difference in wealth,
that's not a bad thing for me. But these guys are probably, and Rada especially, probably going stir crazy.
Would Rada be going stir crazy?
I don't know.
She was like raised on boats.
she had plenty of friends on the boat.
Yeah, well, but she's also a sailor at heart, right?
Yeah, no, she'll be fine.
Yeah, I think so. So Rada and Jarek, they're gonna prepare and go tomorrow.
Yeah, I agree with
Like
that.
sunny and gross.
Yeah. Something wrong with that?
We might find a nice, cool bar to be in.
Okay. So I'm hearing stay until the morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds smart.
Unless there's any kind of like fees, we should have to go to somewhere and pay.
That's all taken care of by...
Right, the upkeep,
By our
right?
captain.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, by the captain.
Okay, so what we're going to do here
Whoever's
is...
our best shopper should.
All right, so you have 10 invested right now.
Yeah.
What's going to happen is because he was short of cargo time... No, it's okay. Because he was short of cargo time, what I'm going to say is he's able to... The market size here is 5. It means he can roll up to... You can spend up to 5 of those coins, okay?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because he wasn't able to fully load, they're only going to produce 1 dice for anything that you sell here.
Yep.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. So he will sell 5 and see what we come back with. Somebody else want to roll this?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
Ouch.
yeah. So that's going to be, you're going to lose 5, gain back 1, and then earn 2. So it'll be down to 8 with your investment. So unfortunately, between the costs of shipping and not being able to fill up your cargo, etc., it costs a total difference in cost of 2 silver falcons. So you lost money on this leg of the journey, unfortunately. What's that?
That's okay.
Well, until you
Until
sell
we-
all your stuff, and then
until
suddenly
we
you
sell
haven't
the-
lost money anymore.
Until we sell one of the cartouches, and then.
Yeah. Okay.
Though
Alright.
again, I would recommend not
The
selling
morning arrives.
all of them.
Should we sell us half of them or 2?
We don't want to flood the market.
Should we sell 2 of them, whatever we get? Quarter
Yeah.
that up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so Helos,
Not to mention, we
Helos
sell
and
them
Aram go
elsewhere, they
off
can actually
first
sell
thing in the morning, and they'll be off merchanting. Okay. They tell you that they're going to need about 5 days, so please be here 5 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll
You try.
try not to be run into town in 5 days.
Okay.
Do you thieves want to go make your homage to the local spider?
So, so the town lies before you. Like I said, low slung, water everywhere. In the early morning, the bugs start hiding because it's starting to get warmer now. However, you can see like the silver of the fish in the water. It's just the entire place just speaks of liveliness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You guys want to go off and see if you can't make a few contacts and possibly sell the cartouches.
Who's our best seller, like marketer? Because we also need healing kits. I'm out completely.
So selling and buying is all society.
Yeah.
Who's our best of that?
Not me.
I have a
7.
tongue on me.
I
Ibram
had
was the best.
8.
Yeah, something I am.
Something
you
you're
do?
good at?
Yes.
Okay, so you and I get to go shopping.
Yeah.
We'll go sell 2 of the
Now,
things.
there was a language barrier, correct?
There is a language barrier. Not one.
So,
Is.
We need you to speak
I guess.
for-
Well,
how does that work?
no. So what
Everybody
occurs
speaks
is,
Azeriani, though.
yeah, everybody speaks Azeri. Okay,
Okay.
it's like the
Trade tongue.
trade tongue.
Oh, if I'm selling stuff to criminals, then I'm better. But
I don't know.
What's that come from?
it comes from
thief. Because
That I can-
So you have that as well.
I can
I have that
substitute
too.
my thievery for society when
If-
dealing with criminals.
That's if we want to sell the cartouches on the black market,
you want to fence them.
which is what I would effectively say, because
They are kind of questionable looking. I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
yeah,
We go that route.
You don't know necessarily that you need to fence them, right? Like they're not from here, right?
there must be someone who just buys gold.
If you can trade them in rather than for their historical value, just for their weight in gold.
Well, that's what we were planning, I think, anyway. And the problem with fencing is then you're going to get the attention of thieves who are wondering, where'd you get them?
that's
Yeah,
true.
Well, that's part of the thief skill, right?
Yeah.
So
No, let's just
Let's
sell.
go take them.
Let's sell them for what?
If
Yeah.
we're
See,
only
I am a mighty pirate,
Yeah.
and I have pirated them from other people.
you were also pirates, so totally good.
Totally jet.
No, they were grave robbers.
Bastards.
worse.
Okay.
All right, so normal shopping, sell 2 of the cartouches, pick up 3 healer kits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wouldn't mind
And then
some
in the-
clothing that's actually worthy of this freaking heat.
Right, and now that you're here, it is time for you guys to spend upkeep.
So, upkeep is 4.
Yes.
Wow, good thing I didn't. There you go, look at that.
What?
Oh, I was keeping... No, I was fucking completely broke then. So that means I don't have 4 of these.
So, can we sell some of them?
What's that?
Can we sell some of these things?
Can we sell something before we do?
What's our upkeep numbers?
It should be like between 3 and 5, somewhere in there.
Mine is
Mine's
4. I
4.
currently don't have enough silver talents to cover that.
Okay.
Me either. So these I do not
Where is it
have.
on your sheet?
It's right here.
Mine's right next to gold. Oh,
Yes,
yours is
I
just
was-
blank. He doesn't have to pay any upkeep.
Okay.
I forgot. I was
So it
completely...
depends on. So 4 means that you live as sort of lower middle class, right? You stay at an okay inn. You eat stew 5 days a week, but you eat good meals
Okay.
the extra couple.
What was that based off of?
It's based upon your social class or your caste.
So the standing?
Go up here at top. Cast. Taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
example, I'm a merchant.
Mine was law speaker, which was like you
You'd
said
be
sort of
higher.
barbarian-ish, I thought.
Right, but you still have a upkeep, which means that you're used to good food. Like you'll eat meat every night, kind of idea, right?
I'm a hunter-gatherer. I'm 4.
Yeah.
Sailor is 4.
Yeah. So it's gonna be 3, 4, 5. That's everybody starts at one of those.
Okay.
Okay.
Where
So everybody else is 4.
It was part
you
of the
start at
character
4.
creation.
And what happens is the upkeep, by the way, is what you choose to make it, right? So you guys could spend 3 and live and say, oh, a lot of the days I'm just eating gruel. I can't really afford to fix the rents in my cloak, et cetera, et cetera. You can always do that,
Yeah.
right? Do any of you have skills that allow you to reduce the cost of your upkeep?
Not in cities.
Do you? What
No.
are you have some talents here. You have cosmopolitan.
I have -1
Oh,
upkeep
instead
in
of
my
talents.
homeland.
Right, okay. So you're definitely not there.
I'm wild
It's
areas.
cosmopolitan.
What is cosmopolitan?
I thought that was just like a... Well, it's a homeland.
Yeah,
Cosmopolitan allows you to speak with other people, communicate with other people from other cities. I think, is what that does. Who are also cosmopolitan, like this city.
Sorry, what? I can talk to people in cities?
Like,
Is that
I'm like,
So
not
if
terribly good
there's
at
someone from Dalkesh that doesn't speak any language that you have, but has cosmopolitan,
Yes.
you can communicate with them.
Yeah. When
that sounds
speaking
handy.
with non-player character that also has a cosmopolitan trait, which people from the city do, it is assumed that each of you possess enough of each other's language in common that you can consider to be able to speak with them.
Excellent.
What's your other one?
Tradesman.
Tradesman.
You should probably write.
Okay, I'm going to write that down. Yeah, I'm going to do that.
My other one
Communicate
is-
with NPCs that have cosmopolitan.
Yeah, especially since I always forget about mine.
Tradesman. You have passed a guild apprenticeship. While your talent it may be mediocre or worse, at least you have a fallback plan. When carousing, if you do not have sufficient silver to pay for your upkeep, you may offer your services to a tradesman in town to work for your upkeep instead.
That's nice. But that also means you can't do other things while you're doing that.
Correct. You only have evenings free.
So you can work for your upkeep in
Places like this.
towns and
Yeah,
cities.
I already paid for my...
Okay, sounds good.
I don't have enough money to. Because I remember, we gambled or whatever, and I got completely broke.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I had to buy.
What's your upkeep?
You helped me with.
3. Because it is 3 plus your social standing minus your renown. So I have a social standing of 1 and a renown of 1. So.
Okay.
Because you have the renown.
Actually, most of us should have the renown.
No, his renown comes from being a public figure.
Oh, right.
Okay.
I'm in 0 renown.
Let's make a society roll to sell some stuff.
Shop well for me. Okay.
Do you want to spend some stuff? Because you can spend some stuff.
Spend a,
What stuff can I
the
spend?
fate point.
And it guarantees you 2 successes.
Or you can give me Dune.
Oh, okay. I guess this is pretty valuable. How many are we selling?
Just 2 of
Just
the 8.
2.
Just 2.
And is there anything else we want to...
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, we do
I'll
have
take
other
it.
things.
Do you have a level in society? That's the
Yes,
first
I
question.
do.
Okay. So that means you'll get 2 successes from that.
Yes. We may as well sell the more mundane items. I would also like to include in this
Yep.
getting my spear tip put on a spear.
Okay. So that will take some time. Okay.
Yeah.
Like to manufacture, that's probably a couple of days.
Okay.
Well, we're going to be here a few days.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to find a weapon crafter. So let me get the list of exactly what you're selling, and then what I'll do is he'll do a society roll to go out and vend it this morning, and then what everything else you need. We'll do all of the buying and selling, and then we'll move on with adventuring. Okay.
Okay.
Who's keeping a shield? I'm keeping 1.
I'll keep 1.
I already had mine.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother with the
Okay, so we have 4 good shields.
Okay.
Are you selling your bone bracelet or keeping it?
I'll sell that.
Okay. Wooden necklace?
Yeah, sell that.
I'm assuming you're keeping the wavy blade.
Yeah.
What about your bronze bracelet?
That can go.
Okay.
And the gold skull, I'm assuming, can go. And the broken scabbard, which was apparently worth 10 silver?
This bejeweled. Yeah.
Yeah.
We also, what about we've got the 2 ingots of Jacoran steel and the 2 silver icons of Agric.
We're keeping the steel.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we selling the 2 silver icons? We're definitely keeping the glass tablet.
Agric is the Lord of Fire and War. So here in Dalkesh, Varani and Agric are considered to be the exact opposite.
Right.
Aggressive war is Agric, defensive war is Varani.
It just seems like the sort of thing that,
Helos?
yeah, would like... He'd appreciate having one.
Sure, let him have one.
Okay.
And sell one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1.
So...
So the other thing as well, just so you're aware, I also keep a cache of souvenirs on the boat. Okay, so anything you want to consider to be a souvenir, I'm just going to put on a different list, and there's a value to that, but I will tell
I've
you
got
that
a
later.
rough list. Okay, so I don't think I have...
Wait, should I put the gold skull on the souvenirs?
It's kind of a cool souvenir.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
All right.
And then on the shopping list, buying 3 healer kits.
1.
So we got 3 successes total.
3 successes total. Nice. Okay. Nice. Sorry, man. Okay. So there's also an armband that one of you had, the bronze armband that was gone.
That I guess has the bronze bracelet, yeah.
Okay, serpent blade you're keeping.
Yep.
Okay.
2 gold, 2 bronze. Oh no, you had the bronze armband. And you had the lip necklace. I got a bronze bracelet, a bone bracelet, and a bronze bracelet.
Sorry, guys. I just have to add it all up. You guys saved it all up to sell it at once.
What else are you supposed to do?
Well, we didn't exactly have a chance to sell anything before now.
I know, because you guys just immediately went out and started robbing more stuff.
Oh.
Murder hobos.
The only place that we didn't really do that was Abram.
Chorus?
No,
Abray.
Gord Abray. And even then, Ibram got himself in trouble because he was talking.
All right.
That'll happen.
With him always.
Okay. And all right. Okay. So near the dock, there is a fairly significant market area. Okay. So with your heavy bag of goods and a bodyguard.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys head into the market. You test a few places. It's like, et cetera, until finally you meet a fellow by the name of Islak, who is a Dalkeshi, although he does speak fairly decent Azeri, and you begin negotiating with him. The reason you kind of liked him is because, first off, his stall looks rather empty, like he needs more wares, okay? But he looks fairly affluent, okay? And eventually, so your society takes care of all of that, okay?
Right.
You are able to negotiate with him. Now, he is an able negotiator, meaning that you think you get a fair market value, if not exemplary, okay? For the 2 cartouches, the sword from the skeleton, the bracelet, sorry, the bone bracelet, the wood necklace, the bronze bracelet, the scabbard, and one of the agric items, or one of the agric tokens, he offers you 4 gold talents.
Cool.
Accept.
Okay.
And these break down to what, 10?
10. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do 10 because I know a few of us.
So if you want to give me...
So I still have to pay.
So the cartouches, by the way, they sell for about a single talent each. Okay, so that's about their weight is in gold value.
Cool.
So did you just want 6 with
6 back, because that pays my upkeep.
You're totally broke. Rough.
Oh yeah, no, I gambled at the last city, and then I also had to buy healer kits. Like, I had nothing. I think he helped me.
I helped you with the healer kit, I think.
Yeah, because that was coming out of my pocket, right?
Right. Okay.
So
now he seems to be like he's very much. If you have more of this, of course, I'm here for you, right, to deal with. So he seems anxious. You're pretty sure that if you wanted to, you could probably flog any other treasure that you have with him without too much challenge.
Do we want to sell all the other cartouches now?
It's certainly an easier way to deal with them. Mm-hmm. Although, do we want to keep one as a trophy?
Well, that's what the gold skull for.
Yeah,
Isn't that from the same place?
Yeah, it's all the...
okay. So you want did you pay your upkeep or?
I haven't yet. So.
Okay, so it just took your 3 upkeep out of there.
Okay.
Okay. So do you wish to flog the rest of the cartouches?
I feel we should.
Yeah, why not?
If we can do it without issue, without...
Haul yourself out another 6 gold talents.
And hold on to 2
For the ship.
for the ship for anything.
Okay.
No manage.
Isn't like one of those enough to buy the ship?
Yes, 2 of them were actually enough to buy the ship.
No, 2 of them were enough to repair the ship.
Repair the ship
Yes.
Well, there you
So-
go. We got a free repair.
May I take the spare for
Yeah.
healing kits?
for healing kits, or we could spend one of these for healing kits as well. This is just into basically a party pot.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Well, then if we want the party pot there.
Now, out of the Scorpion's lair, we got 2 silver falcons amongst the loot. Did they actually get distributed?
No, I don't think they did.
Distribute them now.
Yeah, I would, but
Do it and carry on.
You guys take it.
I actually did not write it down. So these things, just throw 2 more into the pot for
yeah,
healer kits, because I had to...
I don't actually have them to throw in right now. So
Is there any smaller than silver?
yeah, iron,
Copper.
Or-
Yeah, iron. Yeah.
iron.
And it's 10 to 1.
No. So, copper's that's actually 2 to 1. So
1 gold is 10
Two.
silver, 1 silver is 2 bronze, 1 bronze is 4 iron.
Right.
So I'll put.
No, these are the bronze here.
So
Okay.
you get 2 bronze for your silver.
I brought. Okay, so 4 of them.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you
Okay.
need more? Or you got 2 more already?
We got 2 more already.
So an iron tick, one of those things there, that's enough to buy like a round of drinks for a table or something along that line.
Okay.
So still
So-
not an insubstantial amount.
Definitely whatever's left over, give the crew little drinks, etc.
Right. Okay. So you guys have broken up your cash. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that black leather armor that...
The good stuff we had to leave behind. The
No.
size 17.
No, that was the guardsman armor. There was a black leather armor that was stealthy.
I believe we already gave that to you.
Yeah, I know. That was...
But you haven't modified it to your size.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to, is you have to resize it.
Looks like I have to re-spear my spear.
Oh, I
Yeah.
have to fix my armor because I'm missing a leg.
All right. So at the local blacksmith, basically a weapon crafter, he can handle all of those things, assuming that you just want repairs or adjustments. Okay. Like for example, if you wanted to give him your Jankori steel to make into a sword, he couldn't do that, but he does have the ability to put a haft on a spear or adjust armor,
What would that
replace your armor piece. For the spears too, just the armor is the same price.
2.
Talents.
2 silver.
Two falcons.
Why does it cost us to buy a new pair of pants? With at least armor 1.
Yeah. Go in there now.
I actually need a full set, so
Oh, you've lost bits and pieces, yeah?
yeah. No, and I never actually had a really good
Do
set.
you want how many pieces do you want? Do you want like how heavy? Like light armor? Like
light armor 1 in say 5 locations.
so say 5 locations.
So
Okay,
a
to
full
replace
set.
the pants is a single silver piece. A full set of light armor, which is 2 everywhere,
Okay.
is 8.
So a new pair of pants costs 1, but repairing them costs 2?
No, sorry. No, fitting it costs 2.
Yeah, and
Yes.
this, I'm assuming, is light armor for
Yes,
2.
2 points. Yes.
everywhere?
No, I'm. Unfortunately, I did not write the armor
I
down.
don't have it written down either.
I remember it. It was a black.
I have black leather armor, reroll 1d stealth at night.
Yes. Okay.
That's what I wrote down.
So we're gonna say that's torso and arms.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's 2.
2 to adjust the size. Yes.
So how does armor? If we took medium armor, does that slow us down?
No, but it weighs, right? Like it caught.
Wait. How does weight work again?
That
Is
is bronze
twice-
times 2 plus 1 for
Yeah.
me.
Bronze,
times
bronze twice.
2 for you all.
Brawn twice.
Yes.
Okay. And
So
what
that's 'cause
does
you've got strong back.
something weigh?
Well, okay. So if you're talking about a full set of leather armor, like 2 points of armor.
It was 3, I think.
Oh, sorry, my apologies. That 8 I just quoted is just for the jacket.
Oh,
Oh jeez.
No, yeah. So for the jacket, it's actually 3 points encumbrance, and then with the leggings, it's another 2, so it's 5 for the set.
Okay,
one
so I
up
need
from
2.
that?
What's that?
And one up from that?
One up from that would be 9 for everything except for the head, and then the head is another 1.
Wow.
So I need 2.
And then 1 up from that?
No. That one. And then what's that? What's that? 3?
per
That's
encumbrance.
3 points, yes.
And how much does that bad boy cost?
Okay. So the first thing you need to know is that a male coat, okay, or a male shirt, is noisy.
Oh, okay. There you go. So there's the negative.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the jacket you said was 8, and pants were 2.
Jacket was 8. Pants are 4.
Wow.
Encumbrance is 3 and
Right.
2.
Okay.
Just for
Wow. That's
knowledge, how much does that weigh?
How much is what weight?
Oh, sorry,
The
not
male.
weigh. How much does it cost?
The male?
Oh, the male. With the male, the shirt, which includes... Oh, sorry. The shirt, which is the torso, is 6. Just the torso. His is arms and torso.
Oh, just the
So
because
just
it's
the
a
vest.
leather
Right,
jacket.
yeah. Sorry, yeah. So the vest is 12. So for a shirt, a male shirt, arms and torso are 12.
I'll go with the leather,
Okay.
just because I don't like the. It likes to be noisy.
Yeah. Psh.
Well,
Not-
you're
not-
a thief, too,
Not,
aren't you?
Yeah.
the other thing is, leather doesn't weigh you down when you go into water.
That's right. You also it's heavy and noisy,
Right.
so you can't swim in it.
Yes.
Leather you can swim in.
Where I have enough brawn, I can swim in
So
my
how
armor
much was
and swim.
it was 12 you said for the
12
full?
for a full set of leather armor.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that money went
Do you
quick.
not have armor?
I just have the 1 armor,
Oh, plus 1.
Yeah.
so it seems worthwhile to go to the 2.
Alright, while we're fussing at that, how much is for a 2 AC pants?
That was 4.
4.
You already paid 2 or
I haven't paid anything
Oh.
yet, because I either have to fix my leg on my 1 AC pants or just buy new pants.
You said just reinforced clothing. The 1 for pants was
For trousers, 1.
okay. Sold.
And then how much do we have to do new society roll
Reinforced
for
pants.
healer kits?
Healer kits are 2 per.
2 per.
2 per
charge.
charge.
You said you wanted a full 3
It's the
charge.
medicine,
3,
right?
yeah. Okay, so there's...
Yeah, it's 2 per or 5 for a full.
Okay.
So there's new pants.
Well, that was good. Goodbye. Gotta put that down.
So
I'm all about being the little beefy one. I take hits. I don't deal damage.
Yep. That wavy blade that I have.
Yes.
I don't know if you
Is
want to
it
note down
actually
on the
usable
ships.
as a weapon, or is it just ceremonial?
Here, so one of these
do you
is
have craft?
2 of those, right?
Yeah.
And then
Make a
2
craft
of
roll,
those
please.
is 10 of those?
Hey, buddy, can you tell me about this
No,
thing?
4 of those.
Wow. Can I?
if I'll
So
put-
it's a blade,
one
which
of
basically
those
it's
and then 4 of the
it's like a
ones
serpent
down.
blade and it's wavy. Okay.
And then that we can give
And
to
it seems to be
crew
made of
for drinking.
Okay.
shiny metal. But with craft, you can actually determine what the value of it is,
Right.
what its quality is. Go for it.
I could have told you that on the trip here.
Yeah, well,
We're
that's,
Anybody-
inquiring, yes, for my keen eye.
Are you going to charge him for that?
No, I am terrible at that.
oh, okay.
You're terrible at
Who's
crafting. Okay.
Yes.
Well,
Then
6, no.
Oh, okay.
oh,
Was I-
no, let me.
Perception is 6.
yeah.
No, because crafting actually runs off of intelligence.
Whoa! It's night out.
Crafting actually runs under intelligence. So
Oh, does it? Okay.
yeah,
So this is ship's
Yeah,
money
right.
right now?
That ship's
So,
money.
but night, what's that?
2 successes on the crafting to.
All right.
upgrade.
Yes, the steel itself is actually made of Azeri steel. Okay. However, the steel itself, after you examine it, there's actually runnels in the steel for poison,
Ooh.
and there is
Beef with that.
a reservoir in the hilt, or in the
Nice.
yes, in the hilt.
In the tang/hilt.
Correct.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Not me.
Him.
Do you need to go poison shopping?
Maybe.
Do you need the herbalistic?
So it is usable. It has
Maybe.
no special qualities except for the fact that it has a concealed
Poison reservoir.
Which is pretty cool.
I think I can go shopping with him with my herbalism. That helps with that poison stuff. Yeah.
Poisoning is actually a skill.
A whole other thing, huh?
Yeah, it's actually under alchemy, I think.
It is part of
Alchemist poisoner.
I think it's part of the. It is part of the alchemy one.
Yeah.
Well, since we don't have alchemy with us, can I use my herbalism as a... I know this is good, this is really bad.
The key is to distill it into a stable poison. Right?
Fair enough.
You could pick this, and if you ate it within the next 24 hours, it would be very bad. Right?
Or he could go to the black market and try and get himself some poison.
We know we're about to go in somewhere, and we're going through the wilderness to get there, then you could pick something that I could use while it's fresh, and it would work.
Yeah, my skills are really good when we're in the wilderness. Not so much in city and city.
Okay. So, all these people, they seem to be relatively friendly, but as you're wandering through the city, this is the first time you've been to Dalkesh, there is definitely an ancientness about this place, and you can't help feel some sort of dark melancholy about the entire city. Okay? Since you guys all went to buy stuff, I'm assuming that although he did the negotiation for all of you, it's assumed that you're all with him. Okay?
Yep.
So you guys spend the morning doing that. To adjust the stuff is going to be 2 days. Okay, so to fit a new hilt or to fit the armor, etc., it's going to be 2 days.
Okay.
Okay?
We have money to buy rounds for the ship's crew when we run across them.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, we did some changing, just so we'd have small change for them.
All right. So, you now find yourselves around noon. It's starting to get hot. Okay?
Let's head towards the library. It should be cool. Hopefully, be cool inside there.
Ah, yes. Mint juleps
Yes,
on
the
the way.
library and not the bar.
Mint juleps on the way, trust me.
Well, no, for a library this big in this time period, it's probably got a bar in it.
No.
No.
Or there's probably a wine vendor out front.
Yeah.
Shave
That's more
days.
likely.
Take shave days.
Yes, I'm sure anyone here would.
Miserable, muggy, disgusting heat with bugs.
Oh, come on. It's not that bad.
Okay, fine. The mosquitoes at home are 3 times as big. But
Exactly.
Still, it's muggy and gross.
There we go. Okay, so you head up to the building itself. You are surprised by the number of people who are dressed in... What are you taking with you?
No, we're not going fully armed.
So this armor has time to have
2
to be
days.
fitted.
Yes.
So you're not wearing the
Okay.
black armor, you got your regular armor.
You have just
Regular
like cloth
armor and
armor
sword.
and maybe a small weapon.
And a
Okay, dagger.
Dagger.
Yeah, okay.
Is it untoward to wear a sword around this town?
No, you do see people who have. They look to be, mercenaries or soldiers. Not the guard of the city, but just people wandering around. They're not heavily armed, but you do notice a few of them have, kokeshi blades or something along that line, swords.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Yeah, so we'll just keep it light again.
Yeah. Unlike Hepenolis, which was very multicultural, you are a rarity here. You are foreigners, and you pretty much stand out.
Yeah.
Even him?
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't. You're taller than these people. These
Yeah.
are river folk. You're highland folk. So
Yeah.
okay. So you're taller than them, although your coloring is close.
Yeah.
So if you stand slightly behind us, so it just looks
Perspective.
like... then you'll look local, but
All right.
us, not so much.
So the library, it does lie before you, but so does the rest of the city. Oh, I have some other pictures of the city.
How impressive is this library looking?
The library is very impressive.
Well, you're looking at almost if it's Roman columns and such. Yeah, you're looking at very impressive compared to some of the rest of the city.
I want a hat or a parasol. It's gross out.
So that's the road leading to the library, and then the library.
Way up top.
Yeah.
Cool.
A neat picture.
That
a
is.
picture. Okay.
That is from a computer game,
Which computer game?
Assassin's Creed Origins.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I knew it was an Assassin's Creed, I just wasn't too sure which one.
These actually, all the pictures I'm going to be using for this game are all from Assassin's Creed. I leveled my characters to max level so I could go anywhere safely and take pictures.
That's all. Well, I mean, it's so beautiful.
Isn't there exploration mode?
Yeah, I know that now. Shut up.
I didn't know.
Yeah, there's like some mod for like from a museum that like takes you to the historical places and
It's super cool.
I didn't even know it existed.
But the problem with it is that they actually... It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you follow the tour, it keeps interrupting you, right? And you can't climb anything.
okay.
Right?
all about the viewpoint.
Right. So this, for example, here, I'm standing on top of a wine wagon taking this picture. Anyhow,
I know it exists. I haven't actually played the game.
Yeah.
Love the
These
game.
pictures are both from the game.
Love
No,
the game.
so,
Interesting.
yep.
I mostly play it just because it's so beautiful.
Oh, yeah, stunning. So, okay. So this is what you see on your way up to the library. That's obviously a different time of day. I can go in and take a different picture. Okay. Post processing, roughly 10 minutes. Okay. Do you head to the library? Do you all head to the library? I guess that's
I
the
want to
question.
head to the library.
Okay.
I'll head to the library.
Okay.
Now what are we after exactly? Just to translate the
This.
stuff?
Find this. Find those rooms.
There's no casting comprehend languages in this game.
Well, there is. It's going to the library at Natha.
Yeah.
It's a
That's
ritual.
legwork.
It takes several days.
Okay.
I think there might actually be some spells, but first you gotta learn the sorcery, then you gotta get like a demon patron.
All right. You guys head up to the library. The library is surrounded by a low wall. By low, it's about 10 feet tall, and there are guards here. They don't really regard you too heavily, and they are foreigners. Okay, so they're not local guards. So these are obviously people who are hired by the library itself. They're not from the city. As soon as you walk in, though, there are people here, and some of them wear like togas, and they all carry scroll cases and scriptoriums, tablets. And you can see them standing around and debating, talking, all around you. You also hear, unlike the rest of the city, which is all Qatari, here you hear a variety of languages being spoken, including a lot of Azeri. Okay? As you as you walk in and kind of stare around, your sandals or your booted feet fall upon the tile. This is well-made Azeri tile. Someone spent a lot of money making this place, immaculate. Okay.
Do we see Jarek?
Jarek and Rada went into the city this morning. Where they are, you don't know.
This strikes me as this kind of place.
You do see symbols of Save, the god of knowledge, pretty much everywhere. And as you walk in, two people approach you. The first fellow is a fellow who's got two heavy ceramic amphoras. Okay, and he's my friends. By the look of you, I'm going to say it is your first time to the library.
Yep.
Very good, very good. The library cannot be enjoyed without refreshments, and I happen to carry some of the best vintage of the Targa Valley. Perhaps I could interest you?
I'm interested.
Very good. An iron tick will buy enough for all of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, I got it.
Oh,
I actually have ticks, so.
Okay. Thank you, please. Red or white?
Right.
Yes. The red is from the Upper Valley. It is grown among the rushes. Sometimes it comes in so fruity that you think that you have fallen asleep in a peach orchard. You'll love it. Your cup?
Sounds wonderful.
Your cup?
Oh.
Do we carry cups?
No.
I don't know. Do you have a cup? Do you have anything listed on your page?
No.
Do we have to buy cups from him?
Oh, you did not have a cup? Oh, wow. Hey.
That's a nice
No
racket.
problem. He pulls out his bag.
Does it
I
have
have a variety of cups,
like
which I can sell.
signature on it?
What's that?
Are they engraved with like I visited the?
I went to the library of Natha and all I got was this lousy cup.
Yeah, because if it's got something like that, sure.
Okay. Well, I have the basic ones. If for men of your stature, I won't even look at those. These ones, however, they have men and women of your stature. Apologies. However, these ones are hand carved by my very wife. Look how talented she is. She spent many months studying here at the library. Okay. So
is there a noticeable difference between the two?
Oh yeah, one is plain. It's just a basic ceramic cup, which will hold wine, but not look nearly as good as.
And how much?
And if it's a red wine, remember you need to have the proper bowl shape to aerate it.
I'm afraid that I must beg a bronze piece for each of these cups.
For each?
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes.
It's meticulous. It takes my wife almost 3 days to carve each one.
Come on, no bulk discount for getting 4
Do we
at
get
once.
a free refill?
No, go ahead. You've just tried negotiating. Go ahead and make your society roll.
Where I come from, you buy a souvenir cup, you get a free refill. You get a free fill.
Nope.
Any complications?
Nope.
Okay. Fair enough. So, you're like, wow, it's like, well, unfortunately, we are not where you came from.
I'll take a plain cup.
I'll take a plain cup too.
What the hell?
Okay.
You're gonna go fancy?
Yeah, I'll go
Taking
fancy.
a souvenir.
So you can write down library cup.
Yeah, how many bronzes for a silver?
2.
But I am writing cup down.
Okay. So then one of those is...
Where am I writing it? But cup.
Take one, throw it in, you got a souvenir cup.
And souvenir cup?
Yes. Okay. And yes, so he
Plain cup.
That's right. For those of you, by the way, for those of you who bought the souvenir cup, you notice that they seem to be bigger than the regular cups, and so by nature you get more wine.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Okay. Right. Yeah. So both of the wines, they're wines from the Targa Valley. It's known for its agricultural produce, including wine.
So what do we do with our? Do we have like cup holsters?
No, you put it into your satchel.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to get a second one to take back for the captain.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Wow, look at this.
For Helos. Okay.
Well, he does have probably the most money out of them.
All right. It's a bronze piece.
I know.
Okay.
It just seems like the sort of thing he would appreciate.
Actually,
Yeah.
it
It's
does.
also painted, right? So
On the outside.
did I mention that? Yeah, on the outside. Yes.
Okay.
It's
good.
glazed on the inside with a rich ochre color.
Are you
Great. All right,
changing
let's
your
go.
mind? Do you want a souvenir
No,
cup now?
let's go knowledge.
Let's go knowledge. All right. Okay. So as you're haggling with him, another fellow has also approached at the same time, and he kind of waits patiently. He stands beneath a parasol, okay, held by a slave, and he around his neck wears a heavy iron chain with a bronze placard on it. For those of you who can speak and read Qatari, seconding, like he's some sort of functionary.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
All right. Yeah. So he, when you finished your wine, he sort of holds his cup out, and the man sort of puts a little bit of dash of wine in there, and then stoppers it and continues on. Okay. He drinks it first. Excuse me. Welcome visitors to the library. Are you here for a tour, or are you here seeking knowledge?
Seeking knowledge.
Save upon you. My apologies. I do not wish to be offensive, but Save is our patron, and so for all I render his blessing.
You
Okay.
apologize for your gut.
No, but some people don't like Save's blessing.
I guess it's equivalent of saying Merry Christmas. Apparently, you're offensive.
Okay.
What was Jarek's...
Save.
Save.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, you are here for the tour of the library? You are visitors, or you are here for knowledge?
We're here for knowledge.
Well, excellent. I have not had any knowledge seekers beyond the normals for some weeks now. Tell me, what is it that you seek? Access to the library? You will do some research? Or you need somebody to do some research for you?
We'd like assistance with it.
Oh, excellent. And what is it that you are looking for? Perhaps family histories? No?
No.
Perhaps writings from the ancient Target cultures?
Maybe. The thing is, we
Do
don't
we know anything about this?
No.
Like,
No.
not even what language it is in?
Nope.
No, we have some. We came in our travels. We've come across some runes. We were just hoping to see if we can't decipher them with the help of the library.
Oh, how fascinating. Languages are, unfortunately, I speak several languages, but if it is an older language, I'm afraid that I am not the person to help you. However, there are several people inside. Now, we must, of course, negotiate the fee.
Of course.
And we do that with you and not the person inside?
It is with me that you will pass through the gates.
We need his permission to get into the gates. At which point.
But I understand your suspicion. There are many people upon these streets who will take your money without...
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay.
So how much is...
It really depends
Hey,
on
insight. You want to roll and see if he's lying?
how dark your knowledge is.
Actually, I'm
that's-
going to roll a counseling one.
Okay.
Because of my honest corruption.
Okay, what's that do?
It allows me it's from the Hatcher Dad
Right.
the background. It allows me to I have a free average difficulty 1 counsel roll, see whether how truthful or how let me just find the thing and read it.
We can just go to there.
Yeah, insight too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind.
Honest corruption.
Suspicious
In a
of
land
this
of corrupt
person.
merchants and honest thieves, you have gained 6th sense about those likely to betray you. When interacting with a non-player character for the first time, you can make an average D1 thievery or counsel test to gain a general feel for the trustworthiness of the non-player character.
Okay. So you're checking out whether or not old Zelo here is actually being honest too.
Yeah.
Was that his name?
Yeah.
Good name.
Was that?
Zelo?
Yeah. Okay, do it.
So, counseling.
Yeah.
Of course, it's probably not going to work out overly well, but who knows.
That's the spirit. I love when you gainsay yourself like that.
And no.
No, that's not.
What's
just...
your counseling?
8.
Okay.
Well,
Nope.
I was naturally suspicious, so I would like to do an insight.
Okay, so fair enough. If you want to do an insight, so that's free.
Yeah.
You don't really get a sense about him. If you want to do an insight, one person does insight. Everybody else can help. Anybody else can help.
Do you have a talent in it?
I have a talent in it.
I don't have talents. I just have
What's
a
your,
rank.
your talent's a
One
reroll?
reroll.
So how do we assist?
You'll add a die if he gets a success.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
I got 2 successes,
Nice. Okay. And
3 successes.
nice. Okay.
And 4 successes.
Nope.
And I'm not even going to bother.
Okay. Okay. So we'll put a couple of momentum on the table. Actually, one success will get you basic honesty. Okay. Is this a dramatic roll? Yeah, it's a social roll. Okay. Sure. Why not? So, question. Do you want more information about this fellow, or you can always buy more information with the extra momentum?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Just one.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay, so he's definitely a functionary of the library, and he's definitely trying to do his job well, and you think he's definitely trying to impress somebody. And you also get the impression that whatever you pay, he'll get a portion of it. So
commission.
he's probably very anxious to help you get to exactly where you need to go so he can get paid.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay?
That's a neat function.
Yeah, well, we'll do that.
All right.
So how much is access to the library?
So, access to the library for a 10-day is merely a single silver falcon. And that gives you access to the regular libraries, but not to the restricted reading section. That is significantly more money, I'm afraid. To access for the entire season is only 3 silver falcons, meaning that for 3 months, you have unlimited access to the regular library.
Okay. In the restricted area?
The restricted area per day is a gold talent. Oof. Some of the writings are incredibly ancient. I myself am not allowed within the restricted area.
Are we allowed to hire?
Yes, of course. If you wish to hire a sage to actually do the research for you, he has already paid for access, for example, to the restricted library, meaning that he could research what you're looking for and then if he finds the research, he cannot bring the books to you, but he could copy from the books and bring it to you. And they are about a talent a day, or not a talent, a falcon a day.
That's our best bet.
Probably.
Well, we could see if we can find the regular and then see if we need the...
Well,
Yeah.
I think we get the regular for a 10 day.
Yeah.
So would that be 4 silver for us?
1.
It's 1 silver per person, I'm afraid.
Oh, per person.
So 4 for the group.
4
Yes.
for the group.
Right?
Well, we've got the whole...
Yeah, actually, yeah. We'll
Group
just
pot.
take it out of the group pot for that.
Are you going to pay an extra one for Jarek?
That'd make him pretty happy.
Wait, is he here?
He's not here, but he does have the highest lore of anybody on the ship.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Should we get him before we go in?
It's for 10 days, right? That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that either
Let's
way.
do 5.
Okay. All right. So he says, "Oh, excellent, excellent. Come with me." And so he doesn't take the money from you, but what he does is he walks you in, and at the front there's like a clerk. Okay.
Okay.
And what he does is he comes forward, he registers his, like he sort of pulls his token over to them. The fellow looks up, he notes it, and then he says, "Okay, so they were going to need 5 entrances, and I believe also we'll need to talk to a sage." Now, you said something about languages that you're doing.
We came across some ancient runes that we would like.
So the clerk is like, "When you know what you need, come back. Otherwise, be gone." Oh, yeah, my apologies. Sorry, they can be a little testy sometimes. Okay, so he... what he does is he talks you through what you're looking for.
Yeah.
So tell me as a GM what exactly you're looking for.
Well, we have to first figure out the language, right?
Right.
So we need
a
to-
sage that's an expert in language,
Okay.
probably, to start with.
Yeah. Preferably ancient, because
We're assuming.
we're assuming.
Okay. No.
Do we have any idea what that is?
No.
Is there...
No, it's from What's His Nuts Dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of us being touched by the god.
Okay, we got a vibe off of it? Was that it?
A vibe. Not the right words. When you saw it, you
It was the pole?
you recognized it.
Yeah.
Right? It seemed right somehow.
But
And actually doing this feels right as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, I hiring a sage for council
All right.
for 1 day, maybe, and then further research.
So there is a fellow that I know. His name is Scala. Okay. Now, he's a little bit older, and he's Coregian, but don't hold that against him. I like him because he's very quick. Okay. So if you have something older, he'll probably be able to recognize the language right away, and then after that, point you in the right direction.
Okay, that sounds about what
All right.
What was his name again?
Scala.
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 Okay. Yes.
Scala the Islander. So we'll have to pay for him in advance as well. just so
Okay.
you
Yeah,
know.
that's fine.
So
Drop it in.
that would be one.
Let's-
That would be 1 talent to meet for his services for the
Yes.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's
1,000.
2 falcons.
2
Gross.
falcons.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, 2 falcons plus the 5 that you pay.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
It's all from the group pot, right?
So you go up to the clerk once again. Zelo basically sort of recites it. Some of the stuff he asked for, you're not really sure what he's asking for, and you're pretty sure this would be a very excruciating process without help. Okay, they hand you. What they do is they hand you a stick. Okay, basically a round rod, which actually has bark on it. And before he does that, he has a special tool that he actually carves off part of the bark, which leaves sort of a strip, right? And then on that, he stamps with like a hammer and some small die tools. Some sort of number.
For what day it is that we're coming.
Correct.
Yeah.
You cash that 10.
Okay.
Just to make it easier.
So Zelo takes the 5, says, "Thank you, sir. I will find Scala, but these are yours." Okay, so he hands them out. He says, "These are stamped with the day today." Okay. Sorry, these are stamped with the day. Tomorrow, actually.
It's the day.
Yeah, it's the end of the day, so I've
Yeah.
talked him into letting you come tomorrow and not have to bother him again. 10 days, every day you come, this sticker will be marked. But 10 days from now, they will read the mark, and this will expire.
Okay.
Okay? That's the first thing. Secondly, I will go find Scala for you. Okay? I'm sure he's in the library. I think I saw him drinking wine earlier.
Okay.
And so he bows. He says, "Thank you very much, sirs. Thank you." And he kind of he's not obsequious, but he's definitely helpful.
Yeah. Okay. Which is actually very handy in these situations.
All right.
Well, he got 5 10-day passes and a scribe out of us, so.
Yeah. So he returns with a fellow who is definitely Correggian. Okay, kind of the olive skin, slightly almond-shaped eyes, dark curly hair. And heavily tanned. He is wearing a toga, but you notice the toga has been stripped down from one side, so he's actually bare, and his hairy chest, black and silver from age, it sort of portrays itself as he comes out. Even with that, he's covered with a sheen of sweat. Okay, wherever he was, obviously it was warm. Okay?
Yeah,
Warmer.
And he's like, My friends, this is Scala. Scala is a priest of Save, and he has agreed generously to help you with your search.
That's much appreciated.
Go. Something about an ancient language?
Yes, I believe we would have brought this with us, right?
Yeah. There's no reason we wouldn't.
Yeah. So I'll pull
Hold that thought. Let me run back to the ship.
Okay.
I pull out the scroll.
I have a backup copy.
Yeah.
All right.
And pass it over to him.
Okay, fair enough. So he takes it. Interesting. This is iconic. Who was it that wrote this?
Iconic or
Iconic. Iconic.
Akonik?
Yes.
Is that relevant to your knowledge?
No, it is not, but it is not a language that has been spoken for perhaps 5,000 years.
It was... What was that guy? He was the soothsayer.
We never got his name.
The Rune Master. You never knew his name.
But it was from his dreams.
It's just a rune master pulled it from his dreams.
Is the coffee dead?
There might be some. Would you like some?
Okay.
You just
Iconic is a language with over 1,000 characters in it. You can see this one, and he kind of points to the middle one. He says, this is actually a combination of 2 separate characters.
Okay.
Now, what occurs, unfortunately, there have been no native speakers of Iconic since the time of the Earth Masters.
Mm-hmm.
This is an ancient language, riddled in legend. I am fascinated by this. You have done well, Zito.
He's like,
thank you, Scala. Thank you, Master. Leave this with me. Because it is so old, there are few texts which contain it.
Understandable.
Where might I find you? You will have lodgings within the city?
We currently are on board the Dark Maiden stand.
Very good. You'll come back tomorrow?
yes.
Yes. Probably with another scholar too.
And he's like, yeah, I'm not going to go find a boat. You can come back.
We'll come back tomorrow, yes.
Okay?
Of course they would.
Do we have a copy of that?
Let me quickly scribe down my own copy.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's
here's
not
one.
like this is an ancient text. This was scribbled down
Yeah,
from
I-
Ringmaster too.
I mean,
and it's
it's
kind
more...
of embedded in our minds, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we could have
We've
made
had
a
many.
tracing of it.
Yeah,
Or,
we'll assume you've already made a copy, or Jarek did.
Yeah.
Up to
Yeah.
you. Okay.
Have we told Jack?
I don't know, did you?
I don't think we have yet. We've only
He's new to the ship on
Yeah.
top of being new to us. Like, he's not had any sort of tested, and not that this is any secret mission either.
No.
I don't know, when I was bonding with him over my sorcery roll, did I ask him about that?
About this?
Yeah.
Flip a coin, did you?
It's up to you. Would you have asked him?
Sure.
All right. Yeah, so interested, but kind of just a blank look.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Right.
So as it's getting on to evening, we'll make our way back to
whichever inn the crew's in.
Okay, so you head out, get some time in the tavern?
Yeah.
Okay. Has everybody spent their upkeep?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I took it out. If they hadn't spent it, I took it out from the initial.
So upkeep includes food, drink, repairing of clothing, replacing occasional pieces of boots or belts or whatever that you lose. Includes all of that. Okay? So the only thing you need smaller coins for is, for example, if you buy a round of drinks for a bar.
Which is once we find out where the crew is.
That's right. So in that case, a tick will buy everybody a beer. A bronze will buy everybody a wine.
Beer.
Okay. So
beer for everyone.
Yep. Okay.
This is the whole currying favor with the crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Curry, you say?
I
prefer corn dogs.
Yeah. So you arrive at the Crocodile's Teeth, which is an inn. The outside of the inn, adobe has actually been painted in sort of the pattern of the crocodile's back all along the side, and there are some teeth made of plaster here. So as you're actually walking through the door, the upper looks like you're actually walking into a mouth. There are no teeth on the bottom, but on the upper.
Just on the corners.
Right.
2 corners.
When you walk in, basically the kitchen's at the back, but there's a big open spot where there's no roof. And for those of you who are from the north, not having a roof on a tavern just seems insane, right? Because it's always raining or snowing, right? Right?
But I guess it lets all the heat out from a crowd.
Yeah, and so what happens though is they have curtains that they pull closed in the day, and then they pull them open at nighttime. Okay,
that's cool. Let's go there.
Yeah. No, that's where we're going. That's where the crew.
No, I meant like
yeah. It's like, yeah, cool. All right. So as you walk in, the place is full of what appears to be sailors from the port. Okay, including a good portion of your crew, Rada and the Azeri, one of the Anzalorians, that all sort of hanging out here. Helos and Aram are not present here, but they're probably off doing officer kind of work.
Or visiting family for Aram.
And Jarek, one of the Anzalorians, are also missing. So, okay. So they toast you as they come in. Now, of course, for them, the news is rather bad. It's grim because they've lost money on this journey because they sailed without cargo, right? So no bonus is paid to them.
Oh.
Right?
Oh.
So, how many crew members do we have?
10.
1, 2, 3,
What would be a
5,
bonus
6,
for them?
7, 8, 9.
Oh, 9. Sorry. Right.
What would they have hoped for?
4 or 6 days, a couple of iron ticks.
Oh, that's it?
Done.
Yeah.
Each?
Yeah, each, yes.
And there's how many? 8?
There's 8 crew member
Well, it ends
plus...
up being 8 per one of these, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Should
we'll
we
toss
give,
that.
Well, again, I think lavishing gifts on them, such as good food and drink, is the way to go here.
The only difference I would say with that is it's because we've asked them to forego their payment.
Yeah, it was because of us that they had to leave.
They got
if they
us
had
here
done their
in such
proper
a quick
amount of
time,
payment.
in such a well manner, and we didn't have pirates. Here's 2 iron ticks each.
If they had received their full payment, then I think a bonus of just like, here's some beer and stuff.
Yeah, this is
But
Well,
this
I'd
is their
say-
livelihood.
Yeah. Well, make up for it later. And their livelihood, they spend it as they go, because you might die tomorrow.
But they have nothing to spend because
Yeah.
they went.
But my point was, we buy them some fancy food and drink.
How we still do 1
How are they
iron
going to survive
tick
the rest
each
of the week?
and buy them a couple of rounds.
Okay.
So 1 silver thing and then 2 iron things for a couple of rounds.
Okay, sounds good. All right.
Down to 9 silver, 1 bronze.
Yeah, so you kind of grudgingly... Now, if you like, somebody with a persuade can kind of sell that to them. It's like, gentlemen, we know that we had to sail quickly, but...
Are they all men except for Radana?
Yep.
3.
Nice. All right. Add it to some drinks, and, yeah. Oh, no!
Here's a drink and a
Hail the
iron.
new shipmasters! Okay.
Keeping the
Yeah,
crew
because
happy
technically they got to work
is...
less.
What's that? Rada is the only female crew member. That is correct. Okay.
You don't count.
I know. I was meaning over any of them.
There are no other female crew members. Let's put it that way. Okay.
Well, it's owner-verse.
You guys still work the ship, though, right? Like, you are responsible
That's
for
part of why we had to get... Because they wanted 10 minimum, and there was 4 of us. And so, since we were down, we had to go hire a couple more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you spend the night enjoying some liquor?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't enjoy the liquor?
Is your character not a drinker?
No, I said this before, is I'm going to stay more straight-laced to keep an eye on what's going on. So, whatever teas they've got.
Okay.
Hookah.
Oh, yeah, that.
There you go.
Some shisha.
Okay, sounds good. I think we're actually going to do our carousing roll now.
Woohoo!
Okay.
So this is basically a downtime roll. After you spend your upkeep, everybody gets a carousing roll to see if any events actually occur.
What is that based off of?
Well, I'll tell you.
Society.
Yeah, so what happens is first off, you get to decide... Actually, do we want to do it right now? We're not going to do it right now. Sorry. You're going to need a couple of days to actually carouse. And so let's get the visit to the library done.
Yeah.
And then we'll go from there.
And you'll get your armor, you'll get your spear, and we'll get to carouse. Hey.
Did we find out where Jarek was?
No.
No.
He asked Rada.
Actually, we'll ask Rada.
Yeah, Jarek has gone to the temple. And I sent Mubale with him to keep us safe.
The temple or to the library?
To the temple.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you know, he's a priest.
Yes.
He doesn't act like it, but...
Oh, no, we know.
No, I got written down he's a priest, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
But Save is his god.
What's that? Save is his god, yes. Okay.
So the library is close second to a temple.
So, when you go to the library, when you go carousing, there are some very specific things you do, and they all take time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to get through sort of the early bits here, and then after we kind of set it in motion, then you guys can sort of take a break and carouse, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that in mind, though, you aren't really here carousing tonight.
No.
So you just kind of settled in. It's the first night in port. Do you guys sleep on the ship? Or, like I said, your upkeep either covers wherever you sleep. So you guys can sleep in a cheap inn off the boat if you wish?
Yeah. I'm going to stay in the inn. I don't think my character's naturally a sailor.
Okay.
Kind of just picking up the lifestyle.
Okay.
I'll be on board the boat.
Okay.
I'm
inn,
used to it.
Boat.
I guess no guards hit on me this time. I'll stay at the end, though.
Okay. How about yourself, Fausto?
Boat.
Okay.
Split the party.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
So 2 and 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
All right. And so the reason I'm asking is because I'm assuming this will be the case going forward. You know, like if you prefer to sleep on the boat, if you ever change your mind about where you're sleeping, let me know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but then...
No, I prefer the boat.
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right.
I've been
I
on
have
the
no
boat.
strong
He's been
opinions one
fleeing
way or
on
the other.
boats.
What's that?
I have no particularly strong opinion one way
Okay.
or the other, so...
I think you'd feel safer on the boat because you're whole thief and suspicious, aren't you?
Yeah, that crew guardian.
Yeah, there is
Like,
that.
you're like a cat. You need to be in the high place. No one can get you.
Wait, is there a crow's nest?
Yes, there is.
Yep.
Well, there isn't, not necessarily a crow's
Crow's
nest. There's a place up there where there's a rope and a loop of
Oh, yeah.
rope. Right.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
So not really a place where I'd go to sleep.
No.
Well,
You
not comfortably. Someone could tie you.
Get yourself a canvas sack and kind of just crawl
All right.
into it. Be like a little kangaroo
All right.
pouch.
The morning comes, you guys head back up to the library after getting some food, sort of reconnecting.
Yeah, I'm finding
Jarek?
Jarek.
Okay, you want to take Jarek with you?
Yeah.
Oh, he says, oh, yes, of course, the library. I didn't think I'd be able to afford access, but...
Have a stick.
All right.
Yeah, we already got you access for...
You got 10 days or until we leave.
All right, then.
He's like, kick the guy in the store. Bye-bye.
Oh, we'll get in there and we're gonna lose him. You know that,
Yeah,
right?
you won't see Jarek again until the end of the 10 days.
He's
Okay.
not curious about our stuff, though? When we tell him? Guy says,
He is, right, but it's like, oh, this is kind of a loss to me, right? You can ask him to help him research if you wish. Right?
depends on if we're going to end up
Yeah.
researching.
So it's around noon or so when you finally get there. Between the activities of helping at the boat, etc., etc. By the time noon rolls around, you manage to head up there. Okay. When you arrive at the library, Zelo is out front, and he actually has Scala with him. Scala actually has a pouch beside him. When they see you, Zelo's like, and Scala, on the other hand, he just kind of makes a beeline to you.
Enough to chat, let's go.
Okay, so he takes the drawing, he says, these are the symbols, for sure.
Yes.
Apparently we've been holding it wrong. He's holding it wrong. Which way is that?
We don't know which way. Could be this way. Could be this way. Could be this way. Or did the rune master actually say what?
Ooh.
Within the library, there is a text. It is made on beaten copper, and it has been in the library since its inception, some 1,000 years now, during the rise of the Targa Valley. When I saw these symbols, I have, like many of the sages, I have perused many of the volumes, and of course it is an oddity, a curiosity. So when I first gained access to the restricted reading section, of course I and my colleague, we went and studied it. It was fascinating, so captivating in a way, but like many things from the ancient past, it was a mystery that we thought would never be solved. So I took a tracing for you.
Okay.
This is a tracing.
Okay.
Eyeballs crossed.
So we were wrong. It's, well, I guess.
These are the same symbols. And when I saw it yesterday, I thought they looked familiar. But last night,
that way,
about the hour of the wolf, I found them. Hour of the wolf, by the way, is like 3 a.m. So he was up for a while.
Well, when's the last time he got a good challenge, though, right?
It is this Conic script. This Thuric script. This is... and honestly, no one knows what it is.
Of course.
This is not my area of specialty. Languages are.
A repeating word there at the beginning of little sentences.
So,
I have a question. Was there any writing on those sea glass tablets we picked up?
Oh, I still got them.
there was.
Does it look like this?
Yes.
Oh. Should I show it to him? Would you all like me to show it to him? Because I do have them on me.
So, one of the things that they recovered from...
it might actually...
That word doesn't repeat anywhere else.
No, but it's always at the front of a line.
There.
Oh, no. Yeah. So, so no one's actually been able to decipher either of these, right?
The iconic... the symbols, you put them together to form words. But these are not words. They are merely just symbols.
Okay.
Well, there are no words that are recorded. Now, by the way, you look at him. He's got huge bags underneath.
Oh, yeah.
He obviously hasn't slept, right? There are no obvious words that these represent.
And you said it was in bronze?
Copper.
Yeah, beaten copper, yes.
Beaten copper.
Oh, look at this. Repeats too.
Yes. There's a whole lot of ones that
I suppose that would last a real long time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Beaten copper is designed to last.
But to beat the copper, this is the fascinating thing about the iconic folk. For us to roll copper is a very time-consuming process, but most of the iconic texts are written in copper. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pages in sheets.
It's a lot of freaking work for a book.
This would
And
take
that's a lot of copper, too.
a very long time.
You said these were combinations of symbols, each of which mean something.
No, the Iconic language has thousands of symbols, which you combine to make words or to make statements.
Okay.
Ilva.
These, if they are something, I do not recognize them.
you?
Okay.
And,
It's
and
not like
in my
they
pocket.
means translate to something that's gibberish.
So no living
Can we
person
compare?
can speak the Iconic language,
Yeah.
right? And so
Maybe.
if they say words in the Iconic language,
We don't know.
we don't know what sounds they make.
Scala. We actually have another item that has similar symbols to this, or at least to the written. Would it be help you to maybe translate them? If
Would you carry it around with you?
Isn't there funky? Not enough for a thing. I'd have to go back and get it. Yeah.
All right.
yeah,
Yeah. Once we see that it's the same, because these don't look anything like those.
Yeah, so why is that so different?
well, this is Iconic, and that you said this is Theric.
Yes.
What's the difference? Like different people, different dialects, like.
It is said that the Therics learned their language from the Earthmasters themselves. The Iconic predated the Earthmasters.
Okay.
Interesting.
The Theric folk inhabited these lands. It was they who gave knowledge to the Targa River cultures, allowing them to build, and he kind of motions off in the distance, the Great Pyramids, right?
Right.
But, well, surely you've heard these legends. Actually, you guys can make a lore roll.
Cool. There we go.
Jarek, get back here.
All right, Jarek's with you.
Yeah.
We just
2.
walked up.
1.
Anybody?
2 natural 20s.
Yeah, I've done that.
That's a normal knowledge, no risk.
Yeah.
One success.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
I'd say that's all fake.
Theria.
Fake news.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I say Theria, what your characters hear is Atlantis.
Okay.
Fairy town, you say?
Yes.
Tweet, 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 tweet.
Okay. However, with slightly more evidence that it once existed.
Existed. Yeah.
So that Thuria is the Thuric.
Bunch
So
of
is
short
it-
people with wings with magic circles.
So is it similar to like one of the Chinese dialects where it's like this symbol means chaos, this symbol means this symbol means home, this symbol means women, put them together, you have chaos? That actually is a character.
Yeah, more like home plus woman equals wife kind of idea, right? Like the
Well, it
characters,
was 2 women.
they
One
modify.
roof equals chaos.
Yeah. So, but that's the idea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of. They don't really know how the Iconic works.
Yeah, we should.
There's three repeating words in it, or 3 repeating sets of symbols.
So I can tell you right now,
Doesn't mean anything.
the symbols
Don't mean jack shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I randomed it.
Oh,
So you can decode it if you wish. I'm pretty sure
it's nothing.
it's
That's not nice to
where
do.
my home keys are. There's a lot more of those.
It's not very nice to do to a left brain person. Here, have your coffee back.
Well, the words are in a different language, right? So,
Alright. So I guess trot on back to the ship and go grab my tablets.
okay. All right. So you grab the tablets. As you do before, they have that sort of that smooth, warm feel to them. Okay. Even though they've been sitting in the cool hold for all of this time.
Yeah, they're pretty funky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and you take.
Some serious sonic done.
Yeah.
They're radioactive.
Yeah. All your hair falls out.
That's what other
It
women
stands on end and then it flees your body.
Under its own power.
Yeah. Okay, so you return those to Scala, okay, and
Yeah.
Scala looks at them and is like, "Oh, where did you get this?"
Out of the grave, wasn't it?
That was out of the general's grave.
The general, which
A
general?
location.
Which general?
Did you say that out loud?
I might have.
We're admitting to
It was an archaeological site in... Where was that?
Gorus.
Archaeological site. So you stole it from a grave.
I mean...
It's a complicated situation.
Okay.
Tomb
So he looks at...
Atticus?
What's that?
Attius, I think.
Yeah, Atticus.
Yeah. Gaius Atticus.
Yes.
Who was one of the...
Praetorian.
Yeah. So he holds this. Then he looks at you and his eyes are incredibly suspicious.
Uh-oh.
So you come to me with these, which is attached to the copper plates. And you also coincidentally have this.
Yes.
We live touched lives.
I'm sorry. There are certain coincidences that I have difficulty believing. Who are you really? And what is it you want? He becomes very suspicious.
We're not still standing on the side of the street.
Well, okay, you know what? Do you have an office we can take this to? Well, or a...
cubicle, a room.
You're in my office.
Yeah.
We're standing on the side of the street.
What's that? No, you're inside of the
Okay.
inside of the wall of the
Oh,
library.
okay.
Okay.
I thought
Yeah.
you said
He was waiting for you at the library for you to return. So
Okay. Do we want... Okay.
Yeah, may as well tell him, right?
Yeah, we'll tell them.
Well, you see,
you cannot use your persuade because you're not there.
I thought it was there.
You weren't there when they got this thing.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So it's going to be kind of convoluted.
See, first it started where we were all at sea on different ships that all were wrecked in a massive storm. And then we were contacted by...
Well, then we died.
We didn't die.
Well, close enough.
I didn't die.
Didn't we die? Pretty sure we died and got
You
raped.
died.
We died
I
and
thought
got
we were
told.
on the bridge
Yes.
of death. and-
Only here on the
We were looking at the tunnel of light,
on the
man.
border between life and death.
Border
Yeah.
between life and death.
We were told we would either die or come back to serve a purpose. And we would meet others that were serving the same purpose, and we would find our direction. We met each other. We were all fished out of the sea at the same place.
One of us exploded.
Well,
That came later.
that came later. we made our way to Gorus. When we were at Gorus...
I'm sorry. What does this have to do with the tablet?
Those
That comes later.
It's part of the storyline.
Okay, I am going to have
Persuade.
I'm going to need a persuade roll. Yeah, you're doing a performance, and are you guys sounding cogent in any way?
Yes.
Good question.
Who's best? Need help?
I will
He's doing the
this
talking, so he's rolling.
Yeah.
Okay.
with one of these.
Yeah.
Do you have any levels in persuasion?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Good, because
Yeah,
we
so
don't.
it would be a waste for me to spend mine.
Ooh.
4 successes.
Holy shit.
Do we have to help? Because we can just add complications, can't we?
Yep.
We're not. We'll let him steal the whole story.
All right. Okay, so I gave a general difficulty of 2, so you can take 2 extra momentum, which I'm actually going to tie to this.
Okay.
To this.
Specific.
Yeah, this social. Yeah. Okay.
Technically.
Okay, so you don't lose them yet.
They're
Okay.
for Scala-specific interactions.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so you explained to you how you all met. Your story is convincing enough because you tell it as if you were really there.
Which we were.
And-
Well, in fact, it's group hallucination, if anything.
Well, then again, you're hearing this for the first time, so
yeah, but he had a similar experience.
yeah.
Right.
So then you can chip in and add and go, oh, hey.
Okay. So
And then we'll explain how we followed the cultist again, Morgoth in.
Okay.
Just by coincidence, we ended up.
The cult of Morgoth were there
Coming
to break into that tomb.
We just
and
got there
then-
first.
No, they were there first.
Oh no, they were there first, but we beat them
Yeah.
inside the tomb. After we beat them up.
Yeah, you killed them,
Yeah.
and then Okay.
We won the race of life.
All right. Yeah. Oh, okay.
I'm assuming the tablets help.
What's that from?
No, these are my doom. I haven't.
He hasn't spent them yet.
Okay,
So
so
why are you getting excited about them?
no, I'm not. I'm just trying to think of what this guy's reaction would be.
Yeah, he's fidgeting.
Okay, he shuffles, and for there's a long moment. You can see him thinking.
Yeah.
Jarek, by the way, is standing beside you.
What the fuck did I just get into?
What?
Sorry.
So then he says, "So this voice that you heard,
It's dual voices, isn't it?
Yeah.
who do you presuppose that would be?"
Well, following the Dalkeshi belief that the gods work in pairs, that it's one of these god pairs. Which one?
We really don't
I
know.
don't know.
Okay.
There's a man and a woman.
Yeah.
Who are the Dark Twins?
Halaya and Natha.
Yeah.
Hopefully not them.
Disliked in most civilized kingdoms, but tolerated.
Yeah.
They're the god of merchants.
I think I remember.
Assassin and courtesan.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay. So you have paid me the library's fee, and so I will do what you have paid me to do. I also know that it is ill luck to stymie those who the gods have so touched. And I have enough bad luck in my life. This will take me some time. May I hold on to this? Or may I take a rubbing of it at least?
Rubbing, yes.
All right. Perhaps with this, there may be some aid in helping me translate these. It will not be an easy task,
Should we?
and I will require some time.
Would you need us to pay for another scholar to come help you?
Or would you prefer to have this all to yourself?
And so you're saying that, and Jarek says, I'd more than volunteer if if there's anything I could possibly do.
Yeah, if you feel...
Skull is like, do you know any languages, boy? To which Jarek surprisingly actually rattles off, some fairly complex sentences in, Azeri, Caregian, Thonian, a variety of, you're just like,
okay.
well, I guess he does. Who knew that?
Show off.
Speaks 40 different languages. Pick one.
Yeah. I'm fluent in
12.
4 forms of communication. Okay. And, so he then, very well, your companion can help me. I will require payment for this when I am done.
Understandable.
I would request that in return for my services, you would allow me to spend some time studying your glass templates. Perhaps a season?
I mean, once we're not in need of them being around.
Well, we came upon them by total fluke.
Well, not really.
Did you?
Kinda.
Thought
no, because
Is
there's
free
all the...
will a thing?
we got the
I got
feeling
the...
that we needed to have them.
Plus...
I think they'll be kept in a safe place by someone who respects them.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that. There is that.
Yeah, no, I don't have a problem with it.
Because you guys are totally like, do we need more ale and whores? Yeah, we can sell these.
Hey,
Not quite.
when have we spent money on whores in this game?
That's true. That's true. When have you had a chance to?
Probably fix that.
Hold my beer.
Sean had a bit of a reputation in the last game. It was completely accidental, but it was hilarious.
Whores in every town?
No, just one town, but all
A lot.
whores.
All of them.
Good
Judah
time.
was every port.
He got seduced in the temple of Halaya.
Oh!
And
And did well for yourself.
Well, I think you fumbled your willpower or something like that.
Yeah, I spent all my money.
Yeah, exactly. It was
all
good.
the money.
You were very good natured about that entire thing.
We can always keep the rubbings and let him have the tablet now.
Yeah.
Whenever I woke up in the bush.
That's right.
He doesn't seem inclined to turn us in anywhere. Yet.
So does he want...
Should we
Would
make
the
an
rubbing
insight roll on him to see what his...
Would the rubbing suffice, or does he need the whole thing?
Well, so what happens is the rubbings will tell him what texts are on them, right? But to actually study them at length...
He needs the actual...
Yeah, exactly. And he seems interested in doing that.
I'd like an insight roll into what he's...
Okay.
And I will spend those momentum for a fortune point.
Oh, sure. Yep. Okay.
Guaranteed one.
Guaranteed 2.
Yeah. It is
Where's my insight at? Okay, so that's 3 then.
3. All right. I rolled 2 successes for his persuasion because he's relatively gifted at rhetoric. But it still leaves you with a net 1 success. With that 1 success, what you detect is this: you believe his interest in. You can ask me a question. Rather than me volunteering something, I'm going to ask you a question.
Well, it's... Does he seem like he's got ulterior motives, or is he more or less being on the up and up? That was sort of
Ulterior motives to what? Like, what to... Does he want to help you? He's saying he does. Ulterior, like, does he have other motives than that?
Yeah. Like, is he going to embezzle the tablets to help with the resurrection of Morgoth? Or something along those lines?
What you detect in him is a strong sense of curiosity. Rather than... He doesn't recognize them when you see them, and it would appear that his interest in them is scholastic. So, is there something more than that? Unfortunately, your insight doesn't tell you anything beyond that he does have a very strong sense of curiosity. And he does... Also, your insight basically is lie detecting. You believe that he will deliver what he says he will.
Okay.
Let's write a book about it, probably.
Well, we've got Jarek watching him too.
Yeah.
Not that we trust Jarek. I think a little more than him. Who knows?
Well, yeah, Fausto can.
Yeah. You spend time with Jarek, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I guess let him have it.
Okay. So he takes them with almost a holy reverence. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to hold on to this rubbing, and you can have the actual tablets for the time being.
Fair enough.
Okay. Thank you. And he takes them, and he says, come, let me show you the library.
Have fun, Jarek.
Okay. So, do you say anything to Jarek before he goes?
Remember to check in every couple of days.
We'll tell you.
Yes, you can.
Eat food, use the washroom.
Don't stay up all night.
Well,
don't spend all of your Earthmaster tablets on ale and whores.
And we'll let Rada know where you're at.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay.
I'm going to have to start shutting down.
That's fine. Okay. So we are going to start next game with the carousing roll. Okay. Because what I'm going to do is between now and then, I'm actually going to randomly generate how long it takes him to sort it out, if he can. Okay.
Yeah.
What occurs is with a research like this, when he gets stymied, when he doesn't get any successes on research, he has to make a discipline check to continue. Right?
Right.
Otherwise, he can come to the point where he's just like, I don't know. I can't translate it for you, or here's a partial, or whatever. Okay?
Yeah.
So, that said, that's a lot of rolls. What I'm going to do is I'm going to randomly generate them on the computer.
Jarek can be his cheerleader.
And Jarek will be his cheerleader. He will lend
young
help.
enthusiasm to not let him
So next game, I will know how long it takes, but you will not. I'll have it written down.
Okay.
And then we'll see how much trouble we get to in the city.
Correct.
Yeah.
Can we boost him with, like, providing coffee? And or, I don't know,
Would that be a thing?
tobacco?
Okay. No. Where would you get it? Okay, I don't care. Nothing. I'm good. Okay, so sort of administrative night. So I'm going to say 100 experience points for the night. No real adventures, but kind of summed up some stuff. Some
so
adventures and buying and selling.
Puts 25 into each?
That's correct. Okay. And next time we'll pick up. So next week we'll pick up. Now, are you working next week?
I am, unfortunately.
Yeah, bastard. Okay. So we'll pick up next week with the carousing rolls. Okay, and I will know whether or not Scala can actually do what you call it. So actually, I drew a really good card for Scala. I drew the Queen of Hearts for how helpful the sage he could find would be. So that was pretty good. Well, obviously, Scala, I think, is pretty useful. Yeah, so thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This will be up on YouTube tomorrow, which will be probably in the past for those people watching on YouTube. But if you did enjoy the game, thanks for joining us, and like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.